Yeah, hey guys. Sorry about that last minute panic. Yeah, my laptop has been playing up all week. I might have to get a new screen, so there might be a month or even 2 months where I might not be able to get any content out, which is really annoying. I've got it working for this live stream. I haven't even started the car yet. Just excuse me while I get it running. Okay. Alright, very, very much looking forward to this game, guys. Sorry about the late start, but we'll be ready soon. Yeah. No, I'd say Port Adelaide season's probably over. I've got my beanie on still. I've got my Collingwood scarf. Love Port Adelaide Oval. Huge. Here come the Swans. I think my car is behind. I can't really be bothered to fix it yet. It's today in Adelaide. Look at those conditions, Jordan. We haven't seen sun over this part of the woods for a good part of a month. I've tipped Sydney by 2 in a thriller. I cannot wait for this game. I've never been looking forward to a game this much for a long, long time. I love watching footy. I mean, I go through the round. I select all the games I want to watch. Like I watch all the games that are on TV. Obviously on Channel 7. I always pick a game to stream. And sometimes I watch parts of games, film it for the weekly vlog like I did last week with Hawthorn Fremantle. I couldn't really be bothered to stream that. But that was a good game. So if I did stream it, probably would have gotten a lot of views. Bullshit, I'm not going to stream Gold Coast versus Adelaide. I know that would probably be a big game. It's another one that I could stream. My car is very, very behind here. It's about 8 minutes behind. It's important for him still to be able to get that. I love the atmosphere of Port Adelaide. I love all the songs here. I've got to skip ahead. Peter Luddins' return home. I tipped the Swannies by a thriller. I love the atmosphere at Port Adelaide. I cannot wait. Next year I may be going to Adelaide Oval. Very, very excited. Probably one of my favourite grounds. And our younger players in particular still yearning for that four-quarter consistency. So you made Lamb's work pretty hard to get his first game, and he had a very, very nice. He's found some form. I've known that the Swans have not beaten Port Adelaide since 2016. It's pretty huge. The atmosphere is so great. Love it. Absolutely love the atmosphere. Hopefully the viewers can pick up soon. You're 1-2. That's very, very impressive. I'm 0-2. Yeah, Tip Carlton. Did not expect Richmond to do that. Brilliant win. Did not expect Essendon to win either. Oh my god, yeah, I'm still a long way behind. I'm going to skip ahead. The game starts 1:45. Right, I'm up to date now. So, last game Sydney played was that huge game against the D's. They won it. No, they lost 3 in a row, actually. The Pies bet them. Dersmer and Campbell, the subs. They're pretty good subs. Tickle. This is the third game in a row where a mid-season draft pickup's going to be debuting. Like D'Ambrosio played last night, and Durden played the other night when he's injured. Colton, bad luck with injuries. In great form, the Sydney Swans consider the first 5 goals of the game to the reigning Premier Melbourne. The Power have not played the Pies at Adelaide Oval since 2017. Okay, that's interesting. If I was going to go to Adelaide Oval to watch a game, honestly, it'd probably be like a better game than that. Port Adelaide probably going to beat us by a lot. And I think Sydney will win this game. But I want this to be a thriller. My big call is there'll be a shot after the siren. Could be a goal, could be a point, could change the game. Yeah.
a bit of an example, so they can build the ball up.
Yeah, it is kind of strange that the Swans haven't beaten Port Adelaide for this long. It's pretty strange. Buddy kicks a goal after the side. Now that I'd like to see in his return as well. It's amazing that they bet the D's without Buddy. It was a massive win over the D's. Absolutely loved it, every single minute of it. Oh, I've been looking forward to the stream all day. I woke up pretty late. I was pretty tired after cheering on the Bombers last night. What a win it was against Cardiff Saints. He was not too happy because I did remember that he was going to do a overnight stream. I did see that comment that he was going to do an overnight stream if Essendon win. Very, very funny. Now, an article's just come in an hour ago. I haven't really been looking at the AFL for a little while this morning. I'm just going back through. Collingwood is looking into the video of Jordan Nagari partying in Bali during the club's mid-season break. What's he done this time? Dancing with two women and making rude gestures. Of course he is. Bloody hell, Diggo. Oh my goodness, what have you been doing? Craig McRae shouldn't have to put up with this.
We can see Port Adelaide warming up right behind me. They've gone tall this week. They've brought in a ruckman, Prince Eagle, out of the mid-season.
He could go to the Saints at the end of the year, which is huge. Saints look like they needed someone like Diggory last night to win.
From the stoppages as well, you see the stats there. First clearance, they got
looking forward to AFLW soon. Now that they've got all teams there. Yeah, I think I heard something about the news that he was in Bali last night. They didn't say anything about that though.
So that is a massive step for the young
No,
fella.
I do not know what's happening in Melbourne, but they've got to do something. Yeah, definitely in trouble.
They need to get some more out of the likes of Butters and Rosie.
Exactly. Butters, I dumped him. Sorry, it doesn't matter. But in fantasy, Butters was doing absolutely nothing. Now I don't have to worry about it, which is good. Here they go. Massive atmosphere. Exactly why I want to go to Port Adelaide game next year. Adelaide Oval. Honestly, I probably prefer Port Adelaide over Sydney, as in a team. I like both of these teams a lot. Why not? I got the scarf. Whip it out like Port Adelaide, like the pair. The pair's probably at this game. He only goes to the games though where he's confident that Port Adelaide are going to win, and they normally do win when he goes. He needs to be a little bit more loyal to his club. I've been very, very loyal to the Pies this year. I nearly turned off the TV in that game against Melbourne. So I went, no. I've got to keep watching. And I'm glad I did.
I'm interested in see how the forward line setup of Sydney react.
Tear us apart. Here we go. Huge game. I've been looking forward to this one all week. I knew about a month ago that I was going to stream this game. I remember when Lysette kicked the match winner last year. Huge game. Yeah, I don't really base it off fans though. I just base it off like players and stuff. And Sydney going to get the clearance. Look at this. It's going to be very, very good this game. I'm going to probably take most of my attention to the game, so I won't miss some of the chat. Got 3 viewers so far. Lloyd. So again, Port Adelaide. That's the second time out of defence already that they've missed a handball. Here they go to the wing. So not a bad start by Port Adelaide. Rosie. That's on the ball. He got out of the tackle. Houston. Here they go. They're going to go corridor. This is good start by Port. And it's a great kick. And Marshall's got it. He was huge last week against the Tigers. That's a decent kick. Dixon, we know how good he was against Sydney a couple of years back. There's Mead back in the side. And that's a good mark by Blakey. So pumped. I've never been this pumped for a game for a little while. I'm also pumped for tonight. GWS Bulldogs. Big rivalry. Yeah, I think I still prefer Port Adelaide. Yeah, sometimes forget, but I think they're going to put AFLW in I think they're going to start in August or something this season, a new season. Weird that it's the same run time as the men's. Yeah, it's amazing. They always go to Bontempelli. De Boer, in 2020, De Boer ran off the bench just so he could bash Bontempelli in that three-quarter time Russell. It's huge. And they're getting into Bontempelli before the game even started. It's because the year before in the final, he concussed Nick Haynes or something, and he broke a rib or something. Now, I think it was the game before the final, because they met 3 times that year. Anyways, back to the game. Port Adelaide scrambling off half back. That's a shocking kick straight to a Sydney player.
I think who he's kicking that to, Dwayne. There's no Port Adelaide player out there. He missed a couple of targets late in the game. They could have won last week as well.
Buddy.
A highly skilled man.
That's a good kick, but it's touch, so it doesn't matter. He's got to panic now, Pat Lee and Burn Jones combined. They were good last week. Most of Port Adelaide's defenders were pretty good last week.
Across the boundary by Rampy. Well, they've done well to keep it in their half. I think from those last 2 450 entries, those
Woody fan, seeming you're a Richmond supporter. Did you see? I was absolutely screaming at Shy Bolton for this. The other night, he did a bit of a brownie, and he showed the pill to Sam Doherty. He is going to cop a lot of shit for that. I've already given him heaps of shit. Especially seeing they took our spot in the A. I was pretty pissed off at Richmond yesterday at school.
The most accurate kick in the AFL this year of the top 20 goal kickers in the comp. But he's really had a shot with the pressure you just landed on it, so we'll see how he goes.
Yeah, it was. It was like he showed the ball to Sam Doherty.
You go from a congested Swans forward line into an uncongested Port Adelaide forward
very, very cheeky. Marshall's pretty good at this, Marshall. Can he kick the first? He's got the first score on the board. Port Adelaide led it by a point.
6 now for the season. Before that, 31 shots, 23 goals, 5, and only 3 that missed the target to score. Blakey kicks in.
Give you guys stat updates during the game as well. So far, it's a good start for Marshall and Rosie for 4. Good stuff here from the Swans. And now Buddy. That's nice. That's good, Buddy.
The way he gets on his bike, he's rapidly improving now, but he gave them the target. He's an excellent ground ball player, and we also saw the skills.
He's good at this, Buddy. Can he kick the first in his return game?
Competition he has done for a long time, but left and right foot, he's as good as anyone in the competition. That was a superb kick. Great transition, including Warner. So back into the lineup. Lance Franklin.
Huge chance to kick the first. Oh, he's missed it. Not the best start to this game, but still looking forward to it.
Picked up on Warner's handball too. I didn't want to mention it. Okay, we'll let it go. But the bloke from Newcastle goes left and right. That's a good kick. Yeah, straight down the spine, near the target. Reardon coming back from concussion. He didn't miss a game.
Pretty good tackling.
They had the bye last week.
Long ball, and Dixon uses his strength. Marshall comes across and out of bounds. It's not a bad start by Port Adelaide. I think they're still in the game. If they win this game, then they've still got a slim chance of making finals. Sydney got to win this for top 4 though.
Tickle and Laddams go at it again. Laddams gets a second bite at it, but Rowbottom stole it and rolled it. And here is Logan.
Take a look at the table. St Kilda have been put right in the spot.
Star quality about him. And inside out kick.
But for the fight for finals, you take a look at the ladder. The
Once again,
brightness has
good
been turned
transition
on.
from defensive 50. Reed comes up, takes a mark. He's a really interesting player, McDonald. He's not a huge contested mark,
That's
but
the top
he
8.
can do it.
That
Ground ball
team
at
should
his
not
height
be
and
there.
speed,
I'm annoyed about that.
he's going to be one to
We're
be reckoned
ninth.
with. He's coming off a NAB Rising Star nomination, Logan McDonald.
2 wins ahead of the Dogs, Gold Coast and Port if they win.
NAB Rising Star this year, but he's definitely in the running.
Yeah, the Saints have dropped.
Already had a side.
Cardi won't be happy. And he squeezed it in. First goal of the game to Sydney. Come on, buddy.
I lock him up the ground. Jordan, I know we can come out of the square, but they've got so many talented tools down there at the present time. They can switch it around and make it so less predictable than when Buddy's always coming out of the goal square. I mean, you see here, he's setting up for the paddock.
I mean, this is the only game I was going to stream. There's no way I'm going to stream Adelaide, Gold Coast. And, well, it's pretty stupid to me if I was going to stream West Coast versus Geelong. Because, A, it would be shit. And B, they're my 2 least favourite teams. See this team? This team is going to hopefully make the top 8. Look at that, 1,224, that's a lot of goals.
Back in the middle, Adams rips it out to Papley. He paddled it to his own advantage, didn't get as much.
Good stuff here from the Swans.
Farrell kind of left it behind.
And I think just to finish off that last play, you can already see a pattern. So Cleary's giving Logan McDonald front space. So those little short surges out of contest.
Yeah, just 7 behind Gary Ablett Senior. It'll be pretty impressive if he goes in front of him.
In these early stages, just needs to tighten up if you're Cleary.
Mills with a big fist forward. Jonas wrapped up. Jonas obviously.
Hopefully my laptop doesn't play up. It's the last thing I want for this stream.
Had concussion, even though there was a bit of blood.
It's been pretty frustrating during school this week.
Pepper couldn't get onto it. Dixon gets onto the crumb. Should smother it out.
Not the best start to this game, honestly, but
I think Butters has got a little crack in the cheekbone as well, Dwayne, from that contest last week.
Obviously, pass fit though, Rue, which is good news for Port. Playing through it.
Crack in the cheekbone. That can't be good.
Pretty well.
So, mid-season draft pickup Teakle's been interesting.
Heaney protected the drop zone. Superb.
Gee, they're getting access to it, aren't they, the forwards? The Swans forwards.
Rowbottom.
I did tip Sydney by 2 for this game.
Yeah, he's normally a better kick than that, but he was on the wrong side for a left footer.
We literally stayed at school for 10 long hours. Wow. I have been at school, my longest day I've ever been at school was, well, I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Got down low, didn't get a free. Mills went and got the Sharon. Little knock on Rowbottom.
Probably like 11, 12 hours. That's because of like a concert and stuff.
Fantastic second effort. So
that wasn't in a row. That was like 6 hours and then another 6 hours. Was that in a row? 10 hours in a row? Because that's pretty impressive. Lee, rush it over. He's kicked it out the ball. No, it's a behind, actually. Wow. That was nearly deja vu of what happened a couple of years ago when he was at the Swans. He accidentally kicked a goal against the Western Bulldogs or something.
That dump kick outside your defensive 50.
Got away with it, Aaliyah to Bonner. 3 metres.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Carries its way to Carl Amon.
So I think this is Port Adelaide's challenge, Jared, is how do they create a score? So how do they move?
Yeah, my longest day at school, like in a row, probably just be like, in a row, probably like 7 hours, 8 hours, if it was like a rehearsal practice after school for music. But in a row, that's in a row, but in total, in one day, probably like 12 hours.
A couple of goals together to give them a win. Getting the ball out of the crowded forward line or defensive end situation makes it more difficult.
That's a good kick by Buddy. And a free kick.
And that was unnecessary.
Good stuff by the Swans.
Could be his run at it anyway. It was never a contender to mark it. And Cleary put him out of a marking contest he wasn't even in.
It looks like the panic's already setting in the air. Sydney are just too strong for them, and that's when you give away those free kicks.
Hopefully this game is close,
He
though.
just looks like he's ready to explode. He's had 4 possessions already. And if he's got his kicking
I had a
right on,
concert,
this one could be the
right?
day.
And the
Yeah,
concert
lucky to be all Australian
went from
bound.
like 7.
7-year deal.
Oh no, so
Gives you
probably
confidence
like
to
7
just
o'clock
go back
to.
and work.
Well, I have to be there before 7 o'clock, so 6:45 to like
And he goes
11
about his
o'clock,
work pretty well there.
plus a normal day at school. So yeah, that's why. 11 o'clock at night, that is. And Swans have the first 2. That one goes through Heaney.
Is a really handy start to the game, George.
It seems to be living
It's been
in that
pretty
half
cold
of the ground,
today,
doesn't it?
actually.
So Roo spoke about there's been some panic in the forward 50 or the defensive 50 from Adelaide.
I'm going to watch
So
all the
Abel
games
was
this
the
week,
first
I'd
one,
say.
Cleary the
Or
second
at least
one.
parts of it.
He just
Because,
didn't need to do
but
it.
I'm not sure if I'm going to
Heaney
watch
ran in
all
front
of
of the
tomorrow's
He
game.
had to cover with the spoil.
Yep.
But you're definitely not going to make me watch any of the next game. Look, I may be lucky to catch like maybe a quarter, but it'll probably be boring anyway because Geelong will just smash West Coast.
Where they're getting the work done, their pressure's been really good. But also those little short
So nearly
surges
halfway
and
through the
congestion
first
with
quarter.
playing in front.
And learned their lesson from their last 2 games. Sydney, where they've had to come from 26 points down to beat Melbourne and 33 down to beat Richmond. They're up early here. Parker. So they get the
Had to
clearance,
go
even
to
though
school
it
for
covered
the
all the way back to
entire
half-back
day.
for them to get it.
Well, that's impressive.
Butters on the same page. Butters, as I mentioned, started on the bench, puts the Jets on. He's fresh and
Look out.
turns that over almost.
That's out in
He does
full.
turn it over because Darcy Byrne-Jones elected not to pick it up.
Shocking
James
by
Robot
Dan Jones.
is such a pivotal player to this group. He's just a pressure machine. He's a contested ball machine, and his ability to basically cause that turnover was one of the reasons the Swans get it in. He's a really good player. Sometimes his skills let him down, but I think they're much better than perhaps the way they look. Up close.
Oh, superb grab on debut. If you don't mind, Teakle. What was he pick number 8? We could have got him. I remembered we could have gotten this bloke.
He got one for his chops. Took a few of those for the Magpies in the Sample last week in that 3-goal Sample debut. And Rosie wants to get that out. Rosie and Blakey both taking the same draft, those 2.
He's a bit like Tim English, this ruckman.
Fair draft. Sam Walsh, Max King, Nick
Superb.
Blakey, Justin McInerney, Bailey Smith,
Very, very nice.
Zach Butters. Tickle and Laddams go at it again.
So,
Knock to the front.
let's take a look
Spent
at
that before it earned it.
what happens here. Can Portland get there first?
Put it back
They'll
to
go
front.
in,
Hunted down. Got the
and
kick.
Mark McCartan.
One-handed ripper.
Tom McCartan, this is.
I think it's a combination being
Very,
between
very
the two
nice.
boys. They just work so well off each other. And then when
It's a
they're
bit
both
too
in a
easy at the
situation
moment
where it's a one-on-one, rarely
for
beat.
Sydney. They've definitely been the better side so far.
As I mentioned in that same draft, was Rosie and Blakey. He turns this over. He's not
Free kick to Jackson Main.
Well, there's no question the Swans are
Does he have the
encouraged to
trip
go
from me? I
for
doubt it.
That just looked like it had to be too precise. Meet with the pocket and Marshall. Well, he
I
took
do
a couple
prefer
of
high
last week
school.
against Richmond. Similar to that.
I prefer it
That
over
should have been
primary
Sean
school
Glees.
because primary school is pretty strange and crazy. Do you agree?
Might have been the son, Dwayne. I'll give him one out. He would have been looking right into it.
Not the most fantasy type game, but it could start by Franklin and Heaney. Goal kickers for the Swans. Nothing else really happening.
Back into play, Dixon, Reed. Nice palm from Dixon to Amon.
Could start by the Swans.
Rosie. Hands up.
Oh, Frederick just got smacked by Heaney. And free kick Port.
Yeah, he still had time to plan the tackle. Frederick couldn't see him, so he's coming from his blind spot.
Oh,
There was a couple of tackles missed.
yeah, tight. That's a free kick, fair enough. I didn't 100% see the tackle. And he's passed it off. That's a good kick.
And a rare opportunity at goal for Ryan Burton.
Burton kicked a ripping goal.
The 11 career
Actually,
goals for
that
Burton, Dwayne.
when I went to the footy,
Here's a nice
Port
kick
Adelaide
for
versus
Burton.
Carlton, and because of it, because it was so weird, the angle, I actually got on TV. I also got on TV for Zach Fisher's goal of the year, goal of the year contender against Port as well. What a bad effort by Burton. Reed floated down there. And behind.
He looks fit, Reed, doesn't he? He's always had these issues with soft tissue injuries. But
So Blakey with the kick in.
like he's just entered
Sends
a
it
really
long.
good phase for him, hopefully.
Interesting.
High. Knocked it down to
It's
Fry,
good that
who mesmerised
I won't be nervous this week.
his way past
They've
it.
got the buy of the pies,
The boundary
which
with
is good.
Haywood.
Bad because Richmond have taken our spot in the
That
eight,
transition is
unfortunately.
absolutely superb. It helps when you got a bloke who can jump and mark like Heaney.
So what does Heaney do here?
They have hugged the boundary line really well.
Yeah, that was
And it's
never
a
an
pretty
easy
good
kick
spot
by
with this kick.
Burton.
It's
Oh,
up way early
a
and
fly.
into it, so certainly
Not a mark.
realistic.
Drew. Lear.
Lear again under pressure with the kick. He hangs it for Finlayson.
It just looks like he's playing with
Finlayson, this would normally be the battle of the
So
bridge for
after that
him.
game against Melbourne, you just get that
Not
little
anymore.
injection of confidence and feeling like you belong.
I love the way he went for the hang up, but he got up and he threw himself in the smother. Didn't get it, but he didn't lay on the ground and
Yeah, I suppose so.
got back up and involved.
I suppose you'd be feeling the same way.
Pushed in the back.
Do you like Richmond? But
Almost an elimination final this for Port Adelaide. Lose, and they might need to win 8 of their last 9 games to play finals.
and that's definitely not happening. Port aren't going to do that.
Open side. That'll work, Cunningham. Plenty of room to move.
Interesting ball and Mills. Rare goal for Mills. He's not going to miss this. And a little worry there for that Sydney player. I can't actually quite see who that is. Millsy. Should be great for my fantasy. I changed to my captain to Tuke Miller at the last minute, but originally was Callum Mills. And they've got three of the Swans. So much for this being a do or die elimination final for Port Adelaide because, yeah, they haven't shown up yet. In this game for fantasy, I've got Houston, I've got Mills, I've got Parker, and I had McKenzie and Hayes on my bench, but they're not selected. It's a superb mark by Mills.
Yeah, just a little bit too easy at the moment. Sydney are moving the ball at will. Even when they get stuck on one side, you want to keep them that side, but they're able to switch the ball to the open side, really challenge the
Swanie's
defence.
on fire, yep.
And then find an easy target inside forward 50.
On the Swans. I'll actually make a poll. Actually, I haven't made one yet.
And ragdolled him there. He's got to be stronger than that, Finlayson.
Finlayson goes up in the ruck against Laddams. Others tried to shoot it out to Wine, but he collects it nicely.
Yeah, I created a poll for you guys. Let me just add it.
Towards Cunningham, who put his heart and soul into that. Got it to McCartan.
Okay. Now, hopefully we get some votes in. So we got one. Port's got one. Butters has started well. I dumped him though.
That's going to be the making of this bloke. If he can become the midfielder who goes forward and does damage either kicking the goals himself or creating them, then he's just going to become one of the stars of the competition. And this is a game, I think.
I didn't see the goal. Let's have a look at it.
It's a long drop, but
That's a superb goal.
And good forward pressure by
I'll take some videos for my weekly vlog. I got a lot of footage last night, but I did not get much footage at all for the Richmond-Carlton game. I'm not going to get any footage for Geelong and West Coast. I just have to film the final scores. I'll film some Giants Bulldogs and some of tomorrow's game. Yeah, so I'll film soon.
And he gets the clearance. That was clever then. On his left.
So they're going to go back in, Port.
I
I think this is a good time to start filming.
Backpedal from that. He was nice, although he backpedaled out.
Yeah, so we're just enjoying a nice Saturday Arvo live stream. Port Adelaide versus Sydney. Good start by Sydney. They lead the game. by 11 points. Port Adelaide just kicked their first. It was a great goal by Zachy Butters. Live stream currently on. Don't have too much viewers at the moment, but it's going pretty well. Let's see what Port Adelaide can do from this stoppage. They need another one. They just got a much needed goal, Port. Got to get another one. There's Tickle, the mid-season draft pickup, doing the rough by himself. He kind of looks like Lysette, to be honest, when he was a little bit younger. Let's have a look. So Dixon's rocking here. That's a good tackle. Game tackle there by Port. Yeah, so a throw in. Dixon. That's in the back. They'll get a look. And maybe Rosie can kick one on camera for the week live long.
It's a tackle they practice time and time again at training.
Zach Butters is very, very good.
Players are good at drawing high free kicks, but they're also good at drawing.
At kicking goals is Butters and Rosie. They can be their first two. They've started okay. Connor Rosie, normally pretty good at this. Can he kick one on camera?
For Connor Rosie, they're pick 5 from 2018, and he
No, it's a shocker. That's hit the pole. So, no goal. Give you guys another update a little bit later on in the vlog. Yeah, it was a bad miss there by Rosie. Should have kicked that. Shocking kick.
Pepper went hard, just as hard the other way, McInerney. He's got to learn from this, Adams. If he takes the front spot, King Charlie's just going to push him out. The umpires don't play pushing it back very often.
I can't even take my beanie off. I don't really want to get too sweaty with it on.
It wasn't a win for him. Butters took the heat, gave the tackle. Wasn't really a handball, but the fumble was legal. Reed to McInerney. Knocked off it as he got the kick away. And
that's good by Burn Jones. Take a look at this. Running through the middle. That's a great kick to Charlie. Well done, Jackson Mead, in just his 5th game, I think. 5th, 6th game. Now Big Charlie, Big Charles will have a shot.
And then the ability to dish it off to Mead running past. But he's just brute strength.
It just goes to show, you miss tackles, it costs you goals. There was a certain tackle to be made. Holly wants the ball.
Yeah, mark to Big Charles. Charlie Dixon. He's missed that, Dixon. I want this game to be close. I want Sydney to win because I want to get a tip right, but wouldn't mind a Port win. Then again, it'd be good to finish their season, make it better for Collingwood. And that's a shocking kick. That's gone straight to Todd.
And he's deciding he's going to go to school on that and give it another crack from here.
So can he kick one late for the power? They do need this.
He really tempted the Sydney play coming
Before
out
quarter time.
to choose an option that he didn't necessarily want to go to.
Same amount of scoring shots between the two teams to this point.
And he has got it. Port get 2 in a row. Back-to-back goals. See if we can see the pair in that. No, look, couldn't see him. Great stuff by Port. They haven't been bad this first quarter. They haven't been great either. Now you feel like Sydney might need one before quarter time just to compose.
The other side, he just dropped back, and as you said, he did it really well, just covering it off.
It's a great goal.
You're probably better off making a long mistake than the short. But that was brilliant work by the Adelaide forward line in defence. Wasn't a Greg Williams style rope out there where you stay far enough off your man.
Time and forward half. Port are dominating that in the last 10 minutes. Warner. whacks it forward. So can Sydney get that late goal that they need just to compose?
Tried to keep that alive, but couldn't. Burton.
Because as the kicker, you're trying to do the same thing, trying to sell it as if you're going to one option and hoping that the other option opens up. And Houston on that occasion outsmarted.
2 minutes to quarter time. Port Adelaide late to this
One
party,
of
but they're dancing now.
whacks it forward, tends
Off
to
the
tackle.
carpet. Ugly bounce for Powell Pepper.
So
Good
Georgiades, can Paul get another?
bounce. Gave it to
They're going to go forward, 1-on-1. Dix. I thought I heard a whistle. Another whistle. So many free kicks that should have happened to Port. And I think they've finally got it. And a goal! Brilliant stuff. Port Adelaide lead. This is a great game now.
So the ball comes into the middle of the ground on the last three occasions. They win that one-on-one through brute strength, which then allows
Look at this. 1-on-1. Definite free kick to Marshall. That was a free kick there. That had to be on the ball. And then the next one had to be on the ball as well.
What you always want, if a player takes advantage from this point in Rosie, you better hope it's a goal.
That's a brilliant goal. Brilliant play by Port.
Well, they've been under siege, the Swans defenders. A couple of times they've gone for kicks.
Connor
instead of
Rosie,
for handballs.
you missed one earlier. You didn't miss that one.
From the cart to handball too, but the pressure just
Port laid it.
the kick turned into the turnover. And
They've kicked the last three after Sydney kicked the first three. And Warner. He is a superb player. He started pretty well to this game, Warner. Here they go again, Port. Can they get four? Four in the last 6 minutes, I think this would be. And free kick. Free kick. Sydney defence held up well. Minute left. Plenty of time still for another.
Poor pressures now causing Sydney to make turnovers and indecisive for the ball use.
Mills. Interesting ball. A fly. And that's gone straight to Port Adelaide. Elia would know what to do in this situation. To slow it down. Or maybe try and attack and get one more. Long ball. I don't think Sydney can score from here. In fact, Port are probably the only... He's gone to ground there, so there'll be a mark to Marshall. And Port could get 4. And this will be on the quarter time siren.
Well, the Swans are well in front of the contested ball 10 minutes into the game. They've really fought back hard, Port Adelaide. Their pressure...
Brilliant stuff by Port.
Work at the coalface has gone through.
This has been a good first term by them. A response after a good start by Sydney. And we've got a good game. So the siren probably go as he kicks it here. It goes just before. And he kicks it straight through the middle. Port have got 4. Lovely stuff. I'll support both teams today. And Port have 4. Lovely stuff. I'm going to go take a break. That was a pretty quick quarter. It felt like it. And I'll be back next quarter.
It was Monday. I turned on Fox Footy. I was hooked. Eat, sleep, footy, repeat. I just couldn't get enough. Footy's most legendary team. All week long. Eat, sleep, footy, repeat.
Climb a tower and be a princess, get shot at with arrows, wizards throwing spell packets. It's an amazing feeling. It's euphoric.
There are so many ways we can live better. Search Medibank Live Better to find yours.
Are you looking to buy crypto? Choose Australia's most trusted cryptocurrency exchange, Independent Reserve. It's fast, easy and secure. Buy crypto today at independentreserve.com.
And he's watching us all in the out.
University as we know it is getting an upgrade. Swinburne University's deep industry partnerships give you real industry experience with innovation and creativity in every course, connecting you to your career faster. So, when does the next generation of university arrive? Now. Swinburne, next gen, now.
Why do we always say we're doing nothing special just because it's not a special occasion? Dinner with my best mates? Nothing special. Oh, watching a movie with my soulmate? Nothing special. Having dinner with the family who I'd literally die for? You know, nothing special. I mean, come on, people, what could be more special than this? I'm still my special girl. Thanks, actress who's playing my nan. McCain, there's something special about nothing special.
So second quarter's going to start soon, I reckon. Had a pretty good game so far. Pretty impressive how they've kicked very, very late goals. 2 late goals in that term, Paul. And they kicked 4 in a row.
Powered by Microsoft Surface. Xero, online accounting to help you do business, but better. And Macca's McValley Bundle.
Here we go.
Swans kicked the first 3 goals of the quarter, put Adelaide the last 4 goals of the quarter to lead after they were down by 17 points. 4-3-26
Great stuff.
3-1-19 by 8 points.
Maybe this is going to be a cracking game. We've got a pretty good first term. It didn't start that well, but
in almost 10 years that they've played without at least
pretty
one
good.
of them. And they got it cranking late in that first quarter, thanks quite largely to scores from turnover.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive how they've done this without Boak as well. It'd be a huge win if they do win.
They made some horrible decisions out of the back line. Here's one that created a goal. There was 2 players, and you rightly pointed out Houston's effort to confuse Lloyd, make him second-guess himself. And then a couple
Look at that, turnovers. Port Adelaide got all 4 of their goals from turnovers.
Score involvements got to it, and there's the pressure we're talking about. You can take mark
That is
here,
huge.
but that tackle there is just as effective.
You're right, 4 goals, 1 from turnover, so that's been the difference in the game. When they couldn't get their hands on the ball the first 5 to 10 minutes, certainly changed it around the stoppages. The pressure in the middle of the ground is giving them opportunities to go inside forward 50.
6th season for Todd Marshall, so it's a year where he can really start to assert his influence on the comp.
Yeah, you're right, 23 goals for the season, so he's played a pivotal role.
Hopefully we'll see
in
Cardi
50,
stream the
especially
game
being
tonight.
Dixon being out, but he's been
That would be
everywhere.
nice.
He's taken the 4 marks, kicked
Stream
2
the
goals,
Giants
but
Dogs game.
his pressure once the ball goes inside forward 50.
The
and
West
way
Coast
he defends
Eagles,
those
the
exits,
West Coast Eagles
he's very
Geelong
smart.
game. That's
And that's the
definitely
difference
not
between
worth
Todd
streaming.
Marshall now and Todd Marshall when he first came in, when he was basically a marking kick player. Now he's a more rounded player, and he's going to become even more rounded the more he matures, I'm sure. But his tackling, his pressure, add to
Second quarter just about to start.
Create opportunities for his teammates. He's from New South Wales as well, but not in the right time to be a chance to be a Swans Academy player. The Giants had a chance to steal him. He was more interested in cricket when he was in New South Wales. He was spin bowler in the New South Wales Cricket Academy. Todd Marshall chose football in the end, and put Adelaide pretty happy.
Todd Marshall's been pretty big this season now. I think he's their leading goal kicker.
They're getting from Bryn Teagle as well.
He's done that well. He really has.
So ball in, second quarter starts, and Teakle, he started very, very well for this game. Nice stuff.
Cunningham wide. Heaney.
Good work, Garbonner. Good to see him back.
It's a pivotal battle too.
Really.
Frederick, he never really wastes time to either go or
They've moved it out to the wing. Here, Port.
Superb. Farrell, arguably the best target hitter in the team.
Back to O'Leary.
Goes backwards with this one to Aaliyah.
Yeah, I like this though, Dwayne. I mean, they're not necessarily taking ground.
Done this well, Port.
They're just forcing the Sydney players to defend, move from side to side.
Well, right now I wouldn't call them on fire. Right now they're just trying to control the game, which is it's smart. They know they're winning. They're just trying to go forward very, very slowly. It is smart. That's a pretty good kick by Mead.
Jackson Mead, their local son of a gun. Great mark though to McCartan this time.
And it's Paddy McCartan who marks.
Finlayson on this occasion just needs to bring it to ground, as simple as that may be. Especially understanding that if McCartan's in the area, that is what his absolute strength is.
Cleary gets up to contest, but he didn't fist it against Heaney. I think he almost backed himself in to mark it.
Well, I think maybe the Suns issue.
Heaney did well in the end to snap.
Expect a lot more AFL content actually during the school holidays. If my laptop isn't being repaired, fingers crossed during then. Don't expect too much next week though, but once I'm on school holidays, there'll probably be a little bit more uploads. And there's a mark. Well done.
Because it had to be a deep entry, but it had to get there quickly.
Sydney could kick the first or the second. Here.
I reckon he thought about it, it opened up, the path was there, and he thought, oh no, better go back.
He was assessing it as he was taking every step.
Now, Todd Marshall's been best of field now.
In this state as a junior, a 9-goal
Interesting.
game in a sand final,
Hayward
team final.
goes back and leads in and slots it.
He's a known goal kicker and he settles things down for the Swans.
Lovely. So they've got the response.
And Isaac Heaney watched this game closely last week, 2 weeks ago. There's the fumble. Round the back, good party trick. Got the handball away most importantly. But Heaney's game 2 weeks ago against the teams, he just fumbled everything. And one of those nights he just couldn't get a grasp on the ball. Today, he is a totally different player, very clean, very impactful. Good goal in the end there.
I mean, it's good vision as well. It's the most important thing, the timing. So when to release from your direct opponent to actually complete the mark.
Jarrett quoting David Bowie there with the clean Heaney. I like it. Jarrett back in the middle for Teakle to go at it with Laddams. Houston, he tried the same party trick, didn't work. Rowbottom came away with it. Laddams. McInerney. It's a good spot with that kick. Franklin goes with the fist.
Look, again, the Swans.
Right spot, right time. Big bounce to
Good
Reed
rise.
here. And Reed did read it pretty well. Heaney couldn't trap it and it rolls to the line. They worked hard for each other there. Reed took the smother, cleared the passage. Rowbottom probably missed a handball, but scrubbed it forward. So a couple of centre clearances and put the Swans back in it. Adams used his body, didn't get back onto the ball, but it was
Houston
legal.
playing in the middle today. Good breakout.
Georgiades. Good second effort to Farrell. Gains 30
I don't know if that's better or worse, really.
I'm content to see it out. Bright sunshine, good crowd, Adelaide Oval, round 14. Stats Guru is telling us that it'll take 13 wins to make the top 8 this year, which puts a lot of pressure on Ken Hinkley and Port Adelaide to get this win, given they started with 5 losses in a row. Teakle slams on the boot. Butters, he was stalking it, and then he realised that Cunningham...
Let's have a look then. 13 wins. No team has got 13 wins yet.
Has he? Hopefully he's okay. He's slow to get up. Zach Butters.
Going onto his left knee there, Dwayne.
It's impossible for West Coast,
So it's 17 on 18
North,
at the moment. Butters in the hands of
and
Travis
Essendon to get 13 wins.
Laddams along the line.
Otherwise, every other team could get 13 wins. I don't think any team's going to do it. Honestly, I think it's out of the 11. It does look a little bit sore, does Butters.
He's had some knee issues before in his past.
He's coming off, boys. He's coming off.
Yes, we'll have to keep
No, it's not good.
an eye on that.
Luckily, I traded him.
Given his history.
Saved me a couple points by getting Sinclair in.
Given what's on his plate in the past. McInerney in the
He was
midfield.
pretty good
Spears
last
that
night
way in
against the
direction.
Bombers. Apart from that
Travis,
silly
another
mistake that
foul.
cost them the
Goes
game,
back.
really, in
Popped
the
up his
third
hands
term.
from McDonald. The roadblock that he ran into. Good tackling from the Swans this time.
Yeah, good pressure, good forward pressure, just to create a stoppage.
Excellent handball from Mills to release McInerney. Wines scrambles it away, gets it to the midfield. Great commitment from Cunningham, but he couldn't complete the deal. Dixon, Georgiades.
Here they go, Paul.
Back to Farrell. Normally uses it pretty well.
Ma!
He was in position 1A the whole time.
Marshall's in career best form right now.
He did well, Marshall. He engaged Rampy early, took the body, created some space behind.
Desmond's warming up.
And
Got it,
wasted
Marshall.
time to slam it home for the
That is
kick.
superb.
Yeah, good work around the stoppages, all he wants.
So much for Georgiades being amazing this season. It's Marshall.
Georgiades. So as soon as this contest goes to the top of the square, Finlayson's in there. Georgiades doesn't come in. He just remains wide enough to be that handball receiver. So we see here, then Dixon finds him. And then that allows the play to open up a little bit more. Handball goes to Farrell. Farrell's then facing towards goal and can make the right decision.
Gee, Carl, Kane Farrell's kicking is
Just in
unbelievable.
case if you guys want to know, next week I'll be streaming Colton vs Fremantle rematch.
25 years doing the knee test on him at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to read that body language. It doesn't look great for Zach Butters. Parker wins a free here. Marshall now 3-1 for the afternoon. Fake from Blakey. Mills. Straight down the spine, hoping for Hayward from 4 deep. Got up. Burn Jones. Scrambles it away. Warner, brace for contact. Knew it was coming.
They're actually forcing Sydney into different type of entry. So if you see the way Sydney went in the first quarter, it was more about change of angle, try and hit that lead up, really separate the defence. They're just forcing them long to the top of the goal square at the moment.
Pepper tried the clever handball to Jones, missed it, and then a good smother from Charlie Dixon.
So Butters still being tested out.
We're seeing it's like that. So everyone in Sydney is going for the same ball. No one's leading. No one's creating a little bit of a distraction. The kick may be coming long, but not everybody's going to mark it. Down to Mills. Aaliyah leads Franklin the race for it. He knows him well. He's got on top lately. Second game against his old team for Aaliyah.
Positional readjustment. He gave Bud probably too much room in the first quarter, but just tightening up on that teasing distance.
Well, Georgiades is
Hurt. Another one.
He's at full position, didn't disturb. Franklin not to touch it yet. Oh, another really awkward landing.
That's the wrong side of the ankle too. That's the inside of the ankle there. A lot worse. It's doing bad.
Tackle high.
Next week they have a home game against the Saints. The Swans.
Georgiades comes off. Looks like he's going to try and run it out, but he still leaves them a man down. Gilman. Donald got there. Frederick slams it away. Picked back up on Mills. He bent that. Not anywhere near enough.
Yeah, so that's the difference. When Gilman gets that ball in the first quarter, he's looking to switch the ball. Now, Port Adelaide have shut off all those options to switch the ball, which forces him down the line. So as a defender, it's a lot more predictable.
Donuts.
Report out the Suns next week at Adelaide Oval as well. I might do a double stream next week, actually. I may stream that game too. Maybe. I'll think about it. Freo Carlton though, more.
It's out wide. Frederick, Haywood. Good bounce for Frederick. Gould. He's carried his way through them, the goal. Hands along to Franklin. Looked up, thought about picking it up. Kicked it off the deck instead. Through McDonald. Heaney. It works for him.
To go.
Slots a much needed one.
Bounces it through to Heaney.
Well, it came once again from defence with Gould coming through, setting it up. Buddy couldn't quite get a handle on this one, and ultimately he was left with one option, and that's off the deck, and sometimes that's good enough. Swans make a 2-on-2, and it's clean Heaney every time. This kid has got so much talent around on both sides of the body. He's having an impact today. Big goal.
Come over and create that extra number was so important. Frederick looked like he had that contest won, but it just showed from the Franklin kick off the ground how important it is just to clear that area. Port Adelaide had the numerical advantage.
Butters just testing himself out.
Give yourself another chance as we see Butters warming up.
Yeah, he's warmed up right in front of me. He actually looks good to go, which is an amazing recovery because the way he was coming off, it looked like he was any chance of coming back on the ground.
Tickle. And now Ford are going to go back in and nearly got it to Marshall. Good tackle.
Couldn't quite handle it, Finlayson.
Just on Zach Butters, he just tried to push one direction and he couldn't do it. He looked back at the physio and said, I can't move that one. He said, yeah, I thought that might have been a bit of trouble. So he's obviously got a strained, I think, medial ligament would be my best guess.
Houston would have got the physio here in the box here.
Houston's got it.
Jared Healy, you got a read on it? Well, the vision showed the medial ligament was under some stress, so I'm sticking with Dr. Rachuto. Okay, great to have physio, the 1988 Brownlow medalist, the AFL Hall of Famer, and the Swans Hall of Fame champion, elevated this year as well. Jared Healy with Jordan Lewis. Judo, Sarah Jones and I. It's Houston, heads toward goal.
Got it.
Slips it home. This is a good contest.
Just like I predicted, mate.
It's the best footy I've seen Port play for a period of time, Jordan. They just look like they're in sync with each other. They've got the full game going. They've got a forward press going. They're getting some rebounds from the defensive half, and they're going quite well at stoppage as well.
A good movement. You see there the movement lines.
Sorry about that.
Getting through the stoppage, which is making it really difficult to defend. I think they're not only getting it done around stoppages, I think they've got really good stability to Lear. Lear is that deepest player, which means they can be more aggressive by their high half-backs and wings getting further up the ground and having an impact.
Some turnover. It's been a big issue. One from stoppage in this read in the ruck now for the Swans against the debutant Deacle. Winds, weaves his way through them. Heads toward Dixon, using that body strength, that bench press again. Rosie, aim on. Out Pepper. Flopped into a pretty good spot. Big hip and shoulder. Did he ride it beautifully, or did he? He's down and he's hurt. He got the handball away, but he left himself open to take the pain.
Yeah, that was Deacle again. I like the physical nature in which he plays. Bang.
Tickle from Deacle. I like it. And the beauty of the Port team at the
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just
taking it up to Sydney,
doing something quickly.
Flat. They're ready for this contest. They are just outplaying them. Dixon ran into a roadblock. Parker gets the kick away. Haywood fed the handball out with Frederick.
Okay, Frederick.
Jury.
Martin Frederick, not Mikey.
Georgiades. who knows us Dixon and Marshall's forward line, so he gets his skates on to get the half back, and Powell Pepper's got it now.
Yeah, it's a good sign. So, yeah, Georgiades getting up after rolling his ankle, so he's right to go.
That's a great mark by Jones.
Not sure Georgiades was that happy with that because he was doing it at both ends of the deck. Hence wide hoping for Dixon. She got there late to keep it in the field of play. Georgiades can't quite keep it alive.
Right.
So the jacket is
Been a-
on for Zach Butters.
Oh, no.
Is the sub for
Zach
Adelaide.
Butters is done.
Braden Campbell, the sub for the Swans. What an opportunity for Dersma. Yeah. He's been out of the side for way too long for someone of his ability. And he gets a decent whack at this game. What's left of it? Double-hander stop there.
He gets to play 2.5 quarters of it if he goes for on scar.
Put his body on the line.
Yeah, Butters, young lad. Good thing I traded him. That's a good kick. And Buddy. Very, very close. Great defense by Cleary. Cleary whacks it out of there at the full. Gonna come back. And that's a ball up, actually.
That's how you position yourself. If you realise you're 40
It's been a long quarter, this one.
You can take that front position.
Bit Buddy-centric. We see it a lot. But Goulden had someone on his left side that he ignored. He was free. There's always going to be a contest.
That's it, Eamon on the head. Drew.
So Dersman is sub now on. Butters out for the game. Reed cuts that off.
And now the Swans can propel forward. Reed.
In the SANFL.
Yeah.
Good mark.
We've been missing the post-goal celebrations as well.
Long ball. And Franklin and McDonald nearly got that. Buddy boots a ball and misses.
This is Sydney's challenge. I mean, Port Adelaide are all over.
So Port are challenging Sydney. This is a good game. Just like I predicted. Was a pretty bad bounce, wasn't it?
This is a game that's on Port Adelaide's terms.
Mark McInerney.
After taking the heat, able to take that above his head. Still looking at that forward line, it's all stagnant. You'd like to see people moving. You've got three tools down there. And
Good kick. Oh, chopped off. Good defense by Port.
He sat that on Rowbottom's head, made it impossible for him. Wines hands that to Amon. Feeds it inside to Powell Pepper.
Amon might not be there for Port next year.
The French sub.
Long ball. Jones. And Sydney done this pretty well. Although, wrapped up, Lloyd, McCartan, whams it out of there. They need a marker. And they found one. Papley wants to go corridor. And finds him. His man. Wicks, you probably want to go back inside or down the line here. He's been forced. This is good defense by Port. They're doing very, very well so far this game. That's a superb grab by Cleary. Oh, it's a block. Oh, that's huge. Is that again? That must be against Lee. Cleary came in and floated, and that's been called a block. The only reason why that's been given a block is because Cleary was allowed to come and intercept that. That's not a free kick, I don't think. Anyways, nothing we can really do about that now. Logan McDonald. This is huge. It's a 6-point game.
I love it. They've changed it up.
Well, it worked until Rosie misread it. Cunningham knocks it out. Reed, Rowbottom.
To go back in, the Swans, and good defense by Jonas. Keeps it in. Round the body, and that's a nice mark by Jonas. Good kick. 9 on 15. That's risky, but works. in the bright sun of Adelaide Oval.
Found Aaliyah. Right inside their heads, coming into that forward line. They're not making any good decisions. Ollie Wines owning that midfield today. No
Long
Travis
ball.
Boak alongside him. Finlayson beaten for
Mead.
Good tackle
Good
by
tackling
Mead.
here by Port. That could be in the back. It's not. Long ball in the mark. And it goes long. And 2-on-1 should result in a goal. And Hayward. Oh! Oh, the Heath Shaw moment. Deja vu. Well done, Tommy Jonas. That is a Heath Shaw moment right there. Huge. Clanger of the game. That's Clanger of the year. Except maybe Patrick Nash's weird little kick against Sydney, like around round 5 or something, whatever it happened. That was funny. And a free kick to Marshall. This man is in career best form. Marshall.
Todd Marshall is threatening to have a career best.
What just happened then, Dwayne? I was watching the replay. It was down the other end of the ground.
This is the Port Adelaide football the fans enjoy watching. They didn't really enjoy the game against Melbourne a month and a half ago.
No, because it took them like two and three quarters to get a goal.
Kick 3-1 so far.
It was knocking in for a behind.
Sydney and that is a quick side, but Port Adelaide look the quicker side out here. They certainly want to move the ball quickly from any sort of stationary position as well.
I think it's been one of the Swans' problems. They haven't gone as quickly, particularly inside the forward line. Finlayson was 3 deep. Not a bad spot for a ball in for Port Adelaide. And John Longmire, 12 seasons as Swans coach, now the longest ever serving Swans coach, has to reach into his bag of tricks at half time. Dixon, he's got his man and then lays his tackle. There's Parker in the read direction. Power Pepper right with him. Gordon. Get the kick away and gain 40. Aaliyah waits for the bounce. He'll take that.
I just come up with a new big call. I can't really call it big call anymore. I'll put it in the chat for you guys. See what you guys think of it. Marshall kicks 6 or more goals.
So now they are back to where they were last week, Port Adelaide, with Finlayson and Dixon.
So what can they do in the final play? Lily, and that's a mark. And Sydney will line up for another. To level the scores. Heading into half time. This is a big goal. Yeah, I told you it was a good big call because I reckon Marshall could kick 6 or more.
In fact, they both probably have got the similar issues, but one's still out there. So in the meantime, Lance Franklin to make it 6-4 apiece. With 3 minutes and change to half time.
He's kicked. Looks pretty good. He's just missed it.
Just got some confirmation with Zach Butters. It's not his ACL, though. They think it's a medial ligament, and Teakle, you just see right now in that bump.
Oh no!
McInerney, unfortunately, did more damage to himself with that shoulder.
Oh no! Tinkle's got a cast on his shoulder. Has he done his collarbone or popped his shoulder?
It's a real shame for Teagle and for Port Adelaide, who
that's disastrous.
Man down. But the positive is that they found a player. His first 50 minutes of footy was really impressive.
He's not just a ruckman either. He can go.
He's better than Hayes, I reckon.
Last week takes a few marks. They're hard to find.
Slammed inside 50. Papley, this is his moment.
Bending back, it's missed. There's been a lot of misses recently. I think the scores a minute ago was like 31-39. Now it's 36-40. They're missing their chances late, the Swans.
Opportunity will open up for him now, given the first half that he's given Port. So Dersma back to Darcy Byrne-Jones, who fumbled it away. Dersma mops up his mess for him. Good dunk down low, though, to Blakey.
You don't mind the skill execution being not as good because they're still trying to take the game on. They're still trying to get.
Yeah, they were 5-1 now. They're 5-6. Pretty big. That's not quite.
Double-handed slaps it out.
Feels like the Swans should be in front now with their
Swans can be
misses.
On the AFL ladder if they win this. Started the round 7th, but Saints lost. Saw them actually climb last night to 6th. 4th on offer if they win this. There's still the Geelong West Coast game to upset that maybe and knock them out of the top 4 again. But it's open for the Swans to have a big finish to the season.
Parker, long ball.
Gets it inside 50.
Warner off the deck. Rosie. Byrne-Jones. Mills. Reid. Here's a good look.
This is huge. It's across the face though.
The fall. Well, a missed opportunity.
That was for the lead at half time. After being 17 up in the opening quarter, the Swans, and then conceding the lead to Port in the last half of that opening quarter.
Mills has now been best of field.
Dixon comes down to make a contest with
Him,
Tom McCartan.
Wines and Byrne-Jones all with 13 touches. So Butters and Tiku are both out. McInerney's still off. He's been off ever since. So Finlayson's in the wrap. Luckily they did this last week, Port. So I mean Sam Hayes is probably going to come back into the side next week. They've got no choice. Unless they're just going to go with Finlayson again. Wines. Jones would love another one, Port. Doesn't feel like they have the lead. Oh, it's a shocking handball. Here they go, Port. 1-on-1. Power Pepper v McCartan. Power Pepper did superbly. Eamon. Can he kick a ripper? He goes for it. Oh, it's a shocker. He's missed. Very, very close and exciting game. Just like I predicted, guys. Very, very good game. That's a good mark. Warner. Oh. Could have nearly been 50 there. Wants to go long. No, goes in the corridor. Brilliant kick to Luddams. The former Power gets a couple of boos as he sends it in forward. Parker keeps it in. Papley. Reid. The pressure's picked up. The game's getting good. They're doing well. I'll get some footage of the last 53 seconds here from my vlog.
This is when you're on high alert, Dwayne. It's been a good half of footy. If you put Adelaide, absolutely.
So what a great first half we've had. Very, very good. Port Adelaide have injury issues though. Butters and Tickle were both been ruled out. And that's a weird shot on goal. And it's a point. So there's another point. They were 5 goals, 1 Sydney. Now they're 5 goals, 8. And 3-point margin. It's a thriller just like I predicted. It's a pretty good game so far. We had a bit of a quieter second term. Border kicked 2 to Sydney's 2. But they've missed a lot, Sydney. They probably should be in front. And it's pretty risky, but now Port Adelaide, can they get one more? It's a good kick. Georgiades has got to make the most of his chances. Marshall's been huge this game. And on the halftime siren, this is huge. Georgiades, he was pretty sore at the start of this quarter. And he'll go back and have a look on the siren.
Whether it's in the last 20 seconds of the game or in a period of dominance for the last.
They've had a pretty good game, Port. Sydney have had their patches, but Port's probably been the better side for most of this first half.
Maybe the Swans thought they were going to just shut up shop.
So Georgiades for their 7th goal. No, it's a shocker. He's missed it. Port lead it by 4 points. I tipped Sydney by 2 in a thriller. And I can't wait for the next half. It'll be very, very close. Oh, there's Tinkle. With his arm wrapped up. Poor lad. He's pretty good, to be honest. Had 27 fantasy points already. Yeah, I'll be back. I won't be gone for as long probably this time around, but
Not having Lizzie last season comes to an end for the West Coast League. Obviously disappointed.
A new era begins.
It's the closest we've ever seen.
Come on, Joe. Oh, got that. Here we go. Take that. Ooh. Too slow, Fossil.
Nintendo Switch. Play, connect.
Code Sports, your ultimate source for winter sport. Gain access to top-tier riders from across the globe. Code doesn't just give you the results. Code takes you deeper into sport. Visit codesports.com.au or follow us on socials.
Did you know you've got a whole world of on-demand entertainment at your fingertips? Press the home button and start streaming your favourites from Foxtel, Netflix and Prime Video.
Pretty great.
See the latest series.
The jury is everything.
Or complete seasons of the ones you missed. See a world of entertainment anytime with Foxtel.
so back for a half-time break.
Welcome
Had a
back.
pretty good
Well, we
half.
saw an inspirational chase down from Port Adelaide skipper Tom Jonas that stopped an almost certain goal from Will Hayward. It was pure leadership from the Powers, Captain Courageous, and desperation there. The margin is 4 points at half-time. Jared Keeley and Jordan Lewis. Look, I'll put a really positive spin on that from a Sydney Swans perspective. That was a bad error.
It wasn't good. He was probably a bit stiff not to get a push in the back, but
Yeah, after the siren for the second time.
It was a
That's
fantastic
fucking good.
turnaround. It was a
Maybe
really
we can
dumb
get
decision to play
a
on,
few
but,
more
that's what they did well. They just
after the
kept on
sirens.
applying the
Who
pressure.
knows,
The
get
Swans
after the
aren't playing
siren
good
for the
footy. Never
last
trust
quarter.
anybody coming off the bye. And Port Adelaide are right in this with a big chance.
Yeah, they are. They've been exciting with ball in hand as well, and we've got multiple examples coming out of their defensive 50 or even kick-ins, what has been a really predictable way in which they've moved the ball. They've really spread the ground and energised their offence.
So, Jared, the game starts and Sydney are on top, which a lot of people would have expected.
Yeah.
That Port got their turnover game going and it's completely changed the complexion of the game.
It was almost circle work early, and the Swans were doing exactly what they wanted to, and then the pressure came to bear. And then the Swans stopped moving up in the forward line, started to make poor decisions, and then the scoreboard pressure starts to come. And Port Adelaide are energised with their success. They get it into the forward line. Everybody's getting involved in the run and the chase. And when you get a goal from that sort of stuff, it inspires the next performance, and the next player jumps on board. And that's why they got on the roll. 5 goals and turnovers. It was superb footy.
And you feed off the crowd as well, so you can understand when that play is unfolding in the back of your mind, you can hear the crowd. But they were just relentless. The pressure around the source where the Sydney player had the ball, and then off the ball they set up really well to give themselves another opportunity to score. We see there the Houston goal, but they've changed it around after the first 5 to 10 to 15 minutes where Sydney looked on top. It's been a Port Adelaide dominant.
And isn't it great to see a crowd back at the Adelaide Oval? Absolutely magnificent.
Perfect day for football. Marshall's kicked 3, probably could have kicked another couple, some wayward shots on goal, but he's taken 5 marks, George, so he's been a massive presence in the forward line.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. So we speak about his aerial prowess and being able to mark the ball and move around the ground, but his pressure has been the other element to his game, his ability to read the ball quicker than his opponent on that occasion. But the one before where he's still facing the kicker in Lloyd, and it was a defensive type of reward that he got from his goal. But he's been everywhere. When he dropped a few marks, he's had a couple of errant shots at goal, but he's been a pivotal part of that forward line in the first half.
Unfortunately, the Port Adelaide doctors have been busy. Let's start with Zach Butters, who appears to have some damage to his knee.
Well, if you have a look at this, the Sydney Swans player falls on the top of his leg. There's a bit of a force towards the medial ligament. I mean, he won't know what he's actually done completely until they have a scan there. He might have done some cartilage damage as well, but that's not pretty. And I don't think it's an ACL. They did the test for the ACL, and well, that's never 100%. He can't go laterally, so he's got some ligament damage, and we wish him all the best with that scan, and it's really only a couple or 3 weeks with the medial ligament.
We certainly do. The other big story is Bryn Teagle, who we know coming into the game was such a headline act from the mid-season rookie draft. We saw some highlights, we saw some great physicality, and then unfortunately his day has ended prematurely as well.
Yeah, you're right, Sarah, and Jared mentioned it throughout the call. He's only played a half of football, but they've already seen what they could potentially have with this player. So I like it. His follow-up work, that was a ruck contest, and then he followed up his physicality, which unfortunately has caught him undone in the end with what looks like a very sore shoulder. But he was impressive in a half of football.
And everybody else has seen what he's done. And I reckon there'll be coaches out there saying, why didn't you pick him up?
Yeah.
He's a real player.
A smile from Ken there. I think his future might be assured at Port Adelaide. All right, we'll be back after this short break. It is the Port Adelaide Football Club leading by 4 points over the Sydney Swans. Very much game on at Adelaide Oval.
We've only got 10.5 minutes left to go till the game starts again.
Are you sweeping your health stuff under the rug? Whether you're carrying some extra weight, ignoring your mental health, making excuses to avoid the bedroom, or hiding your hair loss, Mosh is helping all men get out from under the rug and get on top of their health stuff. Mosh, men's health stuff made easy.
It's time to meet the pack. Check out the Husky range of skid steer loaders, mini excavators and scissor lifts. Top class pedigree, loyal and hard working for the toughest earth moving and construction jobs. Check out huskyconstructionequipment.com.au.
Thanks, Australia, for making Polaris Australia's #1 selling side-by-side brand 21 years in a row. Polaris offers the largest range of side-by-side vehicles and over 30 models to choose from. Petrol, diesel or electric, from 2-seat single cab to 6-seat dual cab. Polaris is the obvious choice. There's hundreds of vehicles arriving every month, with priority given to confirmed orders. See the new 2022 Polaris catalogue online now or at your local Polaris expert today. Polaris, think outside.
Lose yourself in a world of movies. Bring the cinema experience home.
You propose?
Yes.
You propose to him. Can you do that?
Foxtel Movies. Watch on demand.
Danny Frawley was my captain for 9 years. No leadership groups, just one man out the front leading the way. He led with passion, with loyalty. He was tough, yet vulnerable. He wore his heart on his sleeve. He needs help more than ever. He needs help.
This was good for Spud's game.
To continue the
Pre-game.
fight that he started. So whenever you go into a contest tonight, I want you to carry that spirit of Spud with you. And if you do that, nothing can stop you from greatness.
Yes, some moving scenes at Marvel Stadium last night for Spud's game, but unfortunately from a St Kilda perspective, they weren't able to get the job done, upset by the Bombers by 35 points. It leaves them vulnerable, George. They're in 8th spot at the moment. They'll remain there for the end of the round, given Collingwood have the bye, but they've got Sydney, Carlton and the Dockers in the next 3 weeks. So
yeah, it doesn't read well, does it? So that was an important win. I mean, that
It
win would have
does.
taken them to a
That
top
does.
position. So that's how
It's
vital
good for the Pies.
it was.
That's
But, I mean,
very,
it was, in
very,
essence,
very good for the
different to what we've
Pies.
seen in the
I know we're
past
going to
couple
put
of
it on
games.
home.
They were exciting to watch. They were energised, and St Kilda just didn't have an answer.
Two very big stories, weren't they? Essendon got their game going. They had their back half game going, and they had their front half. It was the best Essendon performance we've probably seen under Ben Rutten, and that includes some of their efforts last week. And they had a lot of kids playing. This was a really positive move for the Bombers. And in many respects, the Swans are facing exactly the same challenge that the Saints did yesterday. Saints didn't get up. Swans have got it in front of them.
one thing is for certain, footy fans are going to be checking the ladder almost daily in the run home to September. It is a tight race for September. And Sydney, well, they need to get the win today. Are they a potential top 4 team? Well, at the moment, they need to get the win to stay in the 8 with the chasing pack hot on their heels.
That's the Pies, obviously.
Want instant access to your favourite, most handsome, charismatic film stars. Sam Neill. Hi, sexy. I love technology.
When you're striving to be your best, every choice matters. Every session, every day. When it comes to achieving your goals, every millimetre matters. Yoga, high in protein, no added sugar. Fuel your journey.
Tradie body spray. Fresh pits and bits.
Game just about to start again. Got just under 2.5 minutes.
How unlucky with Bryn Teakle. Yeah, it's a great story at the start of the week that ends in a bit of a sad story at the end of the day. So what he did show, Rue, was some really positive stuff. We really like what he did. He said to me, word for it, gee, it was fun while it lasted. What are you going to do now? Go back to same tactics as last week? Yeah, we have to. I mean, we've obviously got to make some decisions around what we can do. We've got Jeremy, Charlie.
Yep, that's pretty
we
smart.
know that Pep can go on the ruck for
Just
us.
gotta go
So it's gonna
Finlayson,
stretch us a little. You're moving the ball
Charlie,
really
maybe
quickly,
even.
though. It looks great out there. Yeah,
Nah,
boys have been
probably
really
just stick
strong
with
and have
those
been
two
really aggressive in everything they've done. We're playing a high-class team. You know, we've got Bryn down, we've got Butters down now. It's going to be one of the great wins for us, I reckon. All right, look forward to it. Thanks,
Yeah,
mate.
if you can win. It's not certain yet.
Yeah, good Zach. It was fun while it lasted.
Got a smile on his face as well.
Yeah, no,
he believes this team's capable.
And they've showed it. They've showed that they were tested in the first part of the first quarter, and then everything since. They've had good effort. They've been good around the contest, good energy, good hunt. Then certainly when they get the ball, they look like they're energised. So it'll be a big task. 2 men down, a half of footy to go.
Yeah, 10th season as coach for Kent Hinkley, contracted until the end of next season though, so he's sticking around next season. They've already told us that. Finals, 5 of the 10 seasons that he's coached, including the last 2, yet to make a grand final, so he's the longest serving non-premiership coach in the AFL, but he's going to get a chance to see what the future looks like in the second half as he did in the first half. So no Travis Boak, no Robbie Gray. A big moment for a few of the younger players to step up.
I think it's been sensational this year. Ken Hinkley faced a 0-5 start. After every loss, he just was positive, spelt the message, sold the message, I should say.
and they got themselves back in the hunt, even facing adversity here. He's looking positively. You can get yourselves in front. We've lost a couple, but there's a way forward, and Ken Hinkley has shown the way, and they'd be feeding off his enthusiasm.
So second half just about to begin. Let's get ready.
The Swans kicked the first 3 goals of this game, opened up a 17-point margin. Port Adelaide then hit back with 4 goals of their own. Port led by 8 points. At quarter time, they lead by 4 points now. Port Adelaide down 2 players, Zach Butters and Brent Tickle, done for the afternoon. So back in the middle, Peter Adams, the ex-Port star, 32 games for Port now with Finlayson.
So let's get cracking. Rosie, look at this. Look at him. Look at his speed. Bombs it in forward. Marshall to the back. Dixon, first of the second half. Just like that, Port Adelaide get the dream start. That is superb.
So the work around the centre bounce work. Finlayson looks like he's been energised.
Good to see you back. And back with a bang is Charlie Dixon. Lovely goal. It's a good game. It's a good game, this one. 10-point game. Port can win this and they can maybe keep their finals chances up alive. And put Sydney down in the pack with Richmond, St Kilda and Collingwood. And Bulldogs and Gold Coast, but they both have to win. Tonight the Dogs have to win, Gold Coast have to win tomorrow. Port lose this, they're out. Bulldogs, Suns lose, they're going to make it really, really hard for themselves. Hope the Giants win. Rowbottom. Lloyd. High and up, high and under. Burton Jones. Smack. They've got him, the Swans plays.
Swans searching for a win that'll get them into the top 4, 4th spot. Port searching for the win that'll get them in touch as a contender to play finals. Push. Finlayson doing okay in the ruck at the moment. Yeah, he's not to be underestimated. He was really.
I think the Dogs. I think their midfielders will be a little bit too good, unfortunately. I want the Giants to win.
To Burton, to Jonas, who's well outside his postcode.
Jones.
Hands it up.
Now, how's the bounce on this? No, it won't bounce, actually. McCartan did well. And he'll send it wide. An interesting kick, but works for Heaney. Heaney, what does he do? He's probably going to try and go down the spine here. Got to hurry up, the Swans. Oh, nice sidestep. And does go down the spine. And Reid. What's Reid going to do?
They just lacked handball receives, haven't they? We see one here. It's nearly too late.
Oh. Well done, Port. And now Finlayson. Rosie can run again through the middle. Brilliant sidestep. He's having a huge second half. And Jones has 50. That should be 50. It's good common sense by the umpires, but that probably should be 50. So good stuff by Port. The pair's out of his deck chair. He's screaming. Look, it's the power. May just keep their finals chances alive with this goal.
17 games so far.
Lockie Jones goes back. Oh, he's missed him.
Just came back a little bit, but not far enough. That last centre bounce goal from Port Adelaide.
So Blakey.
First since round 6. Wow.
What's their first goal over the middle since round 6?
Sydney have got to tidy this
That
up.
is ridiculous.
Their kicking out of the back half has been poor. McInerney hits 2.
When they play round 6?
Was waiting for the knockdown.
It was when they got their first win.
McDonald can't thread the eye of the needle with the handle.
It was against West Coast.
A round of applause from the Port fans for getting it out on the wing in that scramble.
Yeah, they've adjusted really good behind the ball, Port Adelaide. Sydney had a lot of room to move in the first quarter.
Yeah, let's take a look at what happens here from this wing stoppage.
For Franklin, if you have just joined us, McInerney pokes
That's a good mark. What's he going to do?
Pretty good afternoon at the office.
Looks in the middle.
This is where their game
Goes
has been.
wide.
It just set up so well off this particular play, prepared to take a risk through the middle of the ground.
Aim on box. That's that.
And goes through the middle.
Finds
Drew goes to Wines. Wines goes long. Jones goes up. So does Dixon. Nearly got it to Dixon. And out of bounds.
And the umpire says insufficient intent.
Oh, this is good for the Power. The kick wasn't great, but it was good enough. And now Marshall can kick another.
I mean, Jared, you mentioned movement in the Sydney Ford 50 that was not existent.
This for Marshall's
is continuing to
4.
move really hard to match up on when your Ford doesn't stop running.
Second big call is for him to kick 6.
A little bit of breeze towards Port's goal, so it could be a little bit of left to right if he does go the drop home.
See if we can work it with that breeze. 3 goals, 1 last week. He's got 3-2.
No.
So far.
Oh, you don't mind. This kid is in ripping form. That is a superb goal.
It was a great little piece of knowledge. Just like when it comes off.
Exactly. What the duck was that, Marshall?
Port Adelaide, they believe us. They don't care about the injuries. They are just playing to win. It's going well.
He's missed 2 already, Marshall. He missed 1 gettable one. I don't know how he kicked that. 4 goals, 2. He could have 6. Well, really should have 5 because he missed one that he probably shouldn't have gotten, and he missed one that he should have gotten.
On the back of the pressure that Port Adelaide have been able to apply.
4 goals, 2 for Marshall now.
Now Sydney need a response here before this gets a bit ugly for them. With 3 men on the bench, this is a good performance by the Swans. By the Power, sorry.
On the way back to Bonner at half back. Dances past Papley, which is hard to do. Finlayson getting plenty of it. Hands it back.
Nice work. Bonner's having a big quarter. Good kick, Jones. This is their best quarter for a little while. Port, Drew. Story of the round at the moment. Essendon and Port Adelaide could get huge upsets. Lee's got a. I'd love this Port if they actually do win this game.
Crossed it over the boundary, and John Longmire knows it's game on here. Well, everybody's sensing it. They're not sharp at all, Sydney. They're not playing.
If Sydney do win this game, they're going to have to win it. Maybe after the siren or a thriller.
Florent couldn't get a decisive kick away.
Rosie is having a big quarter. And ball in. Did that well this Swans defense. Pretty well.
17th in the competition. Yet they've had 24 inside 50s for 15 scores.
Yep.
So their efficiency has been a lot better.
So Dixon to do the right work against Laddams. They know
Here's the Port Adelaide doing well in the side forward 50s. He's missed that, Dixon. They're doing very well with inside forward 50s now. This game will be over very, very soon. Oh, this is huge. Oh my goodness. So Laddams, the former Port Adelaide boy. And Port Adelaide get a gift. They've got a gift. They're going to go straight to Laddams after this.
Just to dot the I and cross the T on this one.
There's another.
Fruit for him, and Port extend their margin and let Pete Laddams go about it. Well, they just haven't come out to play after half time. Sydney, Port Adelaide are the ones with 2 players down, and yet they are controlling this game. Sydney have had 16 possessions. 80% of those would have been, in fact, probably 90% of those would have been in the back 50. Let's have a look at the right-hand side, we're told. And there's a little bit of bumpo.
Oh, he just grabbed him and threw him.
I mean, of course, that's going to be a free kick. So, yeah, in what has been a really dominant quarter by Port Adelaide, I mean, Sydney are yet to get inside their forward 50.
It's not good.
Rookie draft pick for Port, Pete Laddams.
Inside forward 50s this corner, dominating.
Rego's singer than a footballer. Didn't get drafted. Port gave him a chance. Big moment for him here with the Swans to try and fight back with this margin. Lloyd gets the kick wide. Bouncing ball. Happily attacked a bit, left it behind. Bonner had some poise and some dexterity to find Sam Palpepper. Goal square. Early leap Georgiades.
Who's at the back? Jones with the wrap-up tackle. Sydney did that pretty well, but Port are ready. And this could be a big win for Port. Playing very, very well, Port.
Totally succumbing to the pressure of Port Adelaide, and this is an amazing performance.
He'll get the distance here. He will definitely get the distance.
Oh, Burton. Looks pretty good off the boot.
There's another one. Exactly. Well done, Port. And they've got 10, Port Adelaide.
Whenever Sydney get the ball, and that feeds off the back of what Port Adelaide have been able to do after the first 10 minutes. Their pressure's been good around the ball. It seems like
They're having a very, very good game.
you see the Papley contest on the wing, overruns the ball, maybe trying too hard, yet Port Adelaide just seem in sync.
If it's a big win, and the percentage of Sydney is going to be dropped with St Kilda's. Great for percentage drop. It's good for Collingwood. And Richmond, believe it or not, footy fan, right now, currently, they're 6. How good's that? And they're going to be 6 at the end of the round. No one can move them. How big's that? That is superb. If Port Adelaide keep kicking more goals, then Cardi's Saints will be up in 7th. Oh, that's downfield against Laddams. He's having a shocker. They're going to get a free. Turn that 9 upside down. And it's 6.
It's just completely falling apart here for Sydney. They're getting a lesson by Port Adelaide.
This is ridiculous. Port Adelaide at 12. They keep this going. They leapfrog the Suns.
Straight on the phone, probably.
This game's flipped. 17 points down.
They need the percentage, Port. Well, they need the 4 points more. And Dixon kicks a big goal. One more, and then he's got 300.
So, when you're fighting the crowd, you're fighting the momentum in the game at the moment. You give away 2 really silly free kicks that have ended up directly in opposition goals.
They've been outside of the square yet, Sydney, this time. They've not been
in the square. We spent a couple of weeks on the sidelines as well. So, you see here the tackle gets performed, and that's all that needs to happen. But you see the swinging of the right arm. That is just a brain explosion.
Oh. Yeah, he's going to be... Oh, my God, Luddams. You're going to be suspended for that, mate. 100%. That is a 100 suspension there.
Wow. Back in the middle. That's John
Wines.
left in his bag of tricks. Houston didn't know which way.
Oh, yeah, 100% he'll be suspended. Just don't know how much less it would be.
All the answers from Ollie Wines. He's racking them up in the midfield. He's got 19 for the game now, Ollie. Frederick. Bonner. Possession 15 for him.
Doing very, very well, Port. This game, it's been impressive.
2 possessions in this spring, and then a bullet that missed Jones cut off by Mills.
Yeah, so it was a poor inside 50, but I don't think that worries the coaching staff or even the playing group, because what they're doing further up the field is giving them multiple opportunities to score. I love the handball receive.
Penny floats in, just couldn't quite complete it. Warner, that rush kick again. Play on the call. Frederick couldn't handle it. Jonas Bonner, another possession. Pow Pepper clean-handed. Gets it to Rosie. Possession 17 of Paul on though. Logan McDonald.
I was about to say, that's the difference. The clean hands into open spaces, yet it's just a simple...
Oh! What was that? He just stood there. That is fantastic by Port. They're going to go in unchanged after this, except for those, obviously, those injured players. But no one's been dropped here. This is a team effort by Port. They play like this every week. And, oh! If they play like this every single week, then they will play finals. See, either the Swans are rattled, they're failing to do their task, or he just bombed that forward. Right. Oh. And if Port keep this up, then they're back in finals contention, I'd say. What about their run? Who have they got in their next three, Port? I know they have Gold Coast next week. And they have Freo away. They probably won't win that. And they got the Giants at home. 2 winnable games at home. So they're not done yet, Port. They're the next 5. They're 4th. They've got Melbourne up at Trigger Park. And they've got Geelong and Adelaide Oval. It's a tough home. What about Sydney? Sydney, I know next week they have a home game against St Kilda. That one's huge. The winner of that will go up, but maybe into trials. What the hell was that? That's too easy. That is fantastic by Bonner. Anyways, as I was saying, next week is a huge game for St Kilda and Sydney. Sydney aren't going to come back from this. This is a loss now for Sydney. This is 100% a loss.
And they have just absolutely torched the Swans, who would appear to be still on the bye.
They just can't get their hands on the ball.
Well, this is going to be a loss for the Swans. Big game next week against the Saints. Whoever wins that will be up there for finals. Whoever loses could be out of the top 8, which is huge. And then St Kilda the following week have Carlton and Sydney have Essendon, both away. And then the next week, Sydney have the Dogs at home, and the Saints have Freo at home. In the next round, St Kilda have an away game against the Dogs, and the Swans have an away game against Freo. So, both these two teams have hard run home, Sydney. St Kilda. Port Adelaide not as hard. I know the Bulldogs is hard. They've got like GWS, Hawthorn, Bulldogs and Sydney. They currently sit 12th. If I kick a couple more, they'll sit 11th. But not for long, because Gold Coast will just keep propelling.
Sydney in the live ladder dropping 2 spots.
With St Kilda next week, they're on the same points. Yeah, wow. This season's shaping up as a cracker.
We've got a very, very good season. This is going to be a very, very, very good rest of the season. It's going to be close. It's all Port.
No, their ball use has been good. Their run and carry has been good. We missed another opportunity for a handball there, but has been a key feature of their game.
Reid, unopposed, really. Swans have only missed the finals 2 times in 11 seasons under John Longmire so far. They looked on track to get there as well, but this will rock their boat a little. Frederick, caught by Robon. Still an eternity left in the game. A quarter and 9 minutes.
They will have the wind at their back in the last quarter, but at this stage, you're going to need a lot more than that.
They're going to work the ball inside their forward 50 yet. It's 12-0 in this term. Yeah, 6 goals to 0 for the quarter. Through the hands of Blakey, who read him to Sam Powell-Pepper.
I mean, they're hungry, aren't they? I mean, Powell-Pepper,
Too
you can
poor.
never question his endeavour, but it's all over the field. Look at that, the tackle count.
Finlayson, perfect punt down to Drew. To the DBJ, gets it to half forward. Off some fingertips, Rabby. Warner. Turns it over again. Dersma. Winds. Chips it. Oh, getting back in the hole. Paddy McCartan, magnificent from Paddy. What a pickup he's been pre-season.
He's been very, very good this
stories
season.
of the season. But Port Adelaide's form right now is one of the great stories of the round. It's just been absolutely superb. And Sydney just can't find a player or three to get themselves restarted in this match. That was 2022, not 1972 with that spot from Charlie Dixon. O'Riordan, chip kick. Finds Hayward. Spears it down the spine, hoping for Franklin, but it was overcooked.
So they get their first inside forward 50. The Swans. But it's coming straight back out into the corridor.
Big win for me, and there he's rolled in the tackle. So not in the back, and not prior opportunity.
And this will just give you a bit of an idea. So the reason why Port are able to maintain flow with their game, 30 handball receives to 13 in Sydney. So they're running in numbers.
Hayward found some space where there hasn't been much. Franklin
Again, and clearing.
Beats Franklin and McDonald.
Huge mark by
Sydney
Cleary.
second inside 50 for the quarter.
I still think they need to find some separation. They need to get McDonald wide or get Buddy wide so somebody's running in at that back rather than just both competing for that same ball. Warner did well enough to his own advantage. And he didn't get the free kick that he wanted. Georgiades, again, just wants to keep it alive. Keep the ball rolling and goes back to lay the tackle on Warner. That's a player who's been out of the team that wants to stay in. Now he's back in.
Well, they just enjoyed the hard and tough stuff today. So 52 tackles to 29 in favour of Port Adelaide. Yet they're dominating possession. They're dominating on the scoreboard. They're dominating all over the ground, but the tackle pressure and the contested stuff has been a feature.
Warner. So McDonald from 4 deep. He got up with Franklin. Who gathered. Got a kick away, goal square.
Nearly got it.
And Dersma bowled. Bryant would have probably liked to have rushed that through for a behind, but
So you can say it's a good quarter of footy, the ball, but you could also say it's a pretty shit quarter because now there's going to be no thriller.
Finlayson against Reid. Knocked to the front. Happily edged out of it. Hasn't been Tom's afternoon so far.
You can just
Pretty
see
much any of Sydney.
Sydney don't want to get any more goals.
Look at this, they've kicked 8. Yeah, last 8 shots on goal have been points, Sydney.
He launches that. He's got a 2-on-1 out there. Dixon and Powell-Pepper.
It's ridiculous.
Powell-Pepper gets it. He put his arm up. And O'Riordan.
Dixon shrugs the tackle, gets out of a couple. Laporta going back in. And they'll probably go out of bounds for that bounce. And it works for Sydney, actually. Stays in. Nice. That's a decent looking kick. That's gone a long way. And Hayward's pretty good at this normally. Good kick.
Just great defence by Port. Have not let the Swans play their game at any stage outside the first 15 minutes.
I mean, that was a chance if they could go quick to go quick. Yet they've been forced into a slow play.
Good
You
mark.
just see the amount of Port Adelaide players ahead of the ball.
I think they've got a collective drop in confidence as well. Nobody wants to make a mistake right now. They're making so many
That's a pretty good kick.
that the whole thing is shut down. And Port Adelaide are feeding on it.
Warner
Warner keeps that in.
keeps it in, bending ball, and it's a mark by Dersma.
Here's another who's out of the team, wants to stay in. As up. He's come on, gets his opportunity, and he's been very solid. Bonner, possession 21 for him. For Darcy
Bonner's been very, very good. Probably Port Adelaide's best.
It's an amazing turnaround since the first 15 minutes. Amon. Marshall got one paw on it. Rowe on it.
High ball and nearly had one, Sydney.
Almost front and square the crumb, Cleary. Found it.
Hayward,
Picked his pocket.
Papley.
Hayward turns into Cleary. Amon ducked out of a jam. Still in there for the Swans. Couple of options. McInerney throws
That's a
that
far.
away. In fact, it was Wicks who threw it away.
They just keep coming. Just keep applying the pressure.
Yeah, and they do. They always do play well against Sydney.
Yeah, but for those 5 losses to start the season, if you didn't realise where they were on the ladder, you'd think, okay, well, they're one of the contenders this season on this form. Swans are one of the contenders, but there's more than 8 contenders for the 8 right now. Jonas, and no need to tell you, you've got to get into the 8 to win it. Goes back.
And this is what they can do. Roo spoke about Sydney having a spare behind the ball. Well, Port Adelaide just using their spare to try and switch the ball, take it to the open side of the ground. Just make Sydney defend. This is what you hate if you're in the Sydney colours right now, having to run from side to side. You get frustrated.
Well, when you've got such a big lead, I mean, they could do this all afternoon.
If they do, then it'll make a very, very boring live stream.
Yes, it's a different matter when you absolutely and the 8 goals in front. And it's opened up the corridor, so Sydney don't maintain any sense of discipline in this area. It'll blow out to an embarrassing performance.
It's a good mark.
Cuts it off. Feeds it to McInerney. And the Swans get their first goal of the quarter. He dances around. He doesn't have a lot on.
Good kick.
Reardon, he played on into trouble. How Pepper nearly shut him down. Goulden.
Nice one. Good work by Sydney.
They've gone along on nearly every occasion inside their forward 50, trying to find a targeting forward 50 movement. Just asking.
Sends it to the pocket for the leapers. Well, Adams was there, and he got an arm chop. And
Free
his
kick.
arm dragged down, so he can get them one back.
Adams gets booze. Let's see what he can do.
He won't mind that if he slots it. Question is he listening to the boos, or is he focusing on kicking it in the goal? 32 games, 21 goals for Port Adelaide. Game 10 as a Swan. Pistol Pete from Montbury.
Got it.
The trigger on that.
They've got one. They've got one this quarter, the Swans. It took them a little while. Took them the whole quarter pretty much. But they've got it.
It's from a previous incident that happened just in the middle of the ground. We can see the top of the screen there. Ellie Wines on the deck. Little Adams on top. Yeah.
That is a very, very big question. Why would you do that to your ex-captain and Brownlow Miller's teammate?
Maybe he doesn't know there's cameras at the ground. 23 of them.
I think he knows that there's cameras at the ground, because that'd be kind of concerning if he doesn't.
35 points the margin. Back in the middle. 1:38 left. Bright sunshine. Perfect conditions at the Adelaide Oval. In the game that was essentially an elimination final for Port Adelaide. Trouble in paradise if they lost this one.
Well, they can survive. a scare. Then again, most of the games from now on is probably elimination final. Can they get one more, the Swans? And maybe just give them a slight chance of an... Oh, missed it. If they kick one more, they may have had a slim chance.
The Swans have had an unusual season where they've come back from big deficits, so they will, at three-quarter time, give themselves a chance. But clearly there will have to be a cataclysmic change.
Well, they're going to have to kick one more, I reckon, to give themselves a chance. They've got to get one here, the Swans. Can they get that goal? And then Buddy Franklin after the siren kicks it out in the fall.
A couple of weeks before that, 33 down against the Tigers to win by 6.
At three-quarter time, he's just got to come out, John Longmire, and say to basically play the way that Port Adelaide have played for 2.5 quarters in this game. They're going to take it on every cost, and we've got the breeze at their back and just take high-risk footy.
So they're going to go forward here, Port, so Sydney won't get that goal, I don't reckon. They've got to go now. And he's dragged that back in. That's going to be ball. Oh, they've got it out. Well, right now, Sydney is 7th. They've got themselves back up with that late goal. So, obviously, they'd prefer this because they'd be still higher than St Kilda. So, Richmond is 6. Power Pepper has a shot, and that's out in the full by a long way. Scoring quarter. Not close at all.
Jonas with the fist from 4 deep.
I suppose I feel we lost. Bit of this turn. So Port Adelaide have had a ripping quarter. They've kicked so many goals this quarter. And they've definitely dominated. Sydney literally just got their first of this turn about a minute and a half ago. And right now, I don't think Sydney can come back from this, but you never know with the Swans. You never know. There's like a 1.5% chance they can come back still. But who knows? Not owned by Todd Marshall. Ludhams is he's definitely on report. He's probably going to get suspended for that strike on Ollie Wines. And we've got a good game. We'll get ready for the last turn soon.
Aussies need to keep going
Three-quarter
their own
time.
way. They can't afford not to.
I'll be back
They're saving lives on our beaches.
in a second.
Inspiring the next generation. And nurturing and protecting the ones we love the most. That's why at Isuzu Ute, we offer a 6-year warranty, up to 7 years roadside assist, and up to 7 years categorized servicing.
Golf Box have sliced prices across our entire range. Clubs, balls, bags, clothing, shoes, accessories, and more. Hurry, at these low prices, stock won't last. Plus free express delivery Australia-wide. The mid-year price slice at Golf Box. Shop now at golfbox.com.au.
We're driving cars on Mars tonight. We're passing out to the stars tonight. We wanna go.
Last term coming up soon. I've enjoyed it. My Port have been very dominant. They have been very, very good. Put my scarf on. Make it a bit warmer. Damn the place. Got 3 minutes to the last.
He'll be watching you, he'll be forming opinions.
The 12 premieres Tuesday 8:30 on Fox Showcase or watch on demand.
Laura's greatest, still the world champions in that concept. Pressing the pace now is John Matthias.
I just want to fight for a world title in my hometown. Like, that's just, a dream come true.
Margin was just 4 points at half-time, but Port Adelaide brought the heat in the third quarter. 6 goals in a row to start the third term.
Can't wait for the last.
42-point break at one stage. Now the margin stands at 34 with a quarter to play. 12-8-80 to Sydney, 6-10-46. Sydney looking for a win that would get them into the top four. Going to have to play some sort of last quarter here to get that victory. Port Adelaide looking for the win will keep them in touch with the top 8. Well, the AFL average for points conceded for defensive 50 turnovers is 8, and Sydney have conceded 50 points. I mean, it just is testament to how in their heads they have got the pressure that Port Adelaide have brought to bear. And these turnovers have just kept on racking up the scores quarter after the first 10 minutes. Yeah,
So last turn just about to start.
They've actually executed off the back of those turnovers as being quite methodical. And this is what it forces you to do when the
Hopefully
pressure's
Dan Houston
so
can
high.
be
It
a
forces
bit better
you
this turn.
to rush and to make decisions that you don't necessarily make on occasions. But there's the talking point. Other than the Port Adelaide performance, the talking point out of this game will be Peter Adams and the brain fade that he had in the middle of the ground. So you see he tackles there, Ollie Wines, and then for some unknown reason thinks it's okay to give him a punch to the ribs, which then caused another direct goal further down the field. So that'll be certainly scrutinised and looked at by the match review panel.
Yeah, it's an intimidating experience playing against your old side, but there's no excuse for that nonsense. But he'd had a bad day, or he'd had about 10 minutes where he conceded a couple of goals with 50s. But to turn around and put yourself out of contention for at least a week, maybe 2, is a brain fade, and I think that's being generous. The Swans without a couple of their best ruckman, Tom Hickey, Sam Naismith. Port Adelaide obviously without Scott Lycett, Prim Tickle, the debutant, who rucked in the first half, injured now.
Bit of a volley fist there by that Sydney player.
With Dixon for Port. Holding free, but it's got to be Drew's ball.
So Drew gets the free. Clearance to Port.
A tackle compared with Sydney, who have got 10.
Darcy Bird Jones missed his target, Paddy McCartan. First idea was to play on quickly to Reid.
Yeah, well, they have to. Reid spoke about it at three-quarter time. You may as well use the advantage of the wind and try and speed the ball up.
Lovely. Cleary's had a pretty good afternoon at the office, and that continues here, although he sets up his mate Jones.
Well, here come the Swans, but unfortunately the Swans aren't going to win this game.
Superb. Yeah, he's been good. You're going at 85% by foot, Bonner.
So possession 25 for Wines. Back to Bonner. And that's holding the ball, you'd think. Houston, we're going up in. Absolutely. And Paddy McCartan, we've sung his praises a bit, but it is one of the great stories of the year.
Yep, the Swans are going to lose this, I reckon. No comeback from this. They may maybe be able to do enough to get that 6th spot back from Richmond, maybe.
Adams reached for it, couldn't get there. Towed off the deck. And then back
Maybe
again.
Port will do enough to put them back in 8th. This is great for the Pies.
Well, they're not going to be forced to do anything really rash here, Port Adelaide. It's up to Sydney now to put some doubt in their mind on the scoreboard. But 2 or 3 quick ones to give themselves even a slight hope. Drew caught. Rabbie spears that to Franklin. Had a leanish afternoon at the office. Just the 1 goal for him.
That's a decent kick, and Heaney's got it. Can they get the first or the last here, the Swans?
Yeah, it's been really close. But this is what we haven't seen at all. I mean, Buddy didn't look up and want a perfect play. He just turned around, as did Rampy, and said, righto, it's coming. Let's make sure somebody's on the move to give it to me before I turn.
I think this point, and Heaney kicking it quickly, to be honest. I think they're going to come back from this. Isaac Heaney leans back and kicks the goal.
Make that 5 goals from the lead.
Yeah, I don't think there's... Yeah, 28-point ball game. I don't think there's any chance of them winning, but it happened to you, footy fan. You technically got crommed. I'd say you did get crommed in that game.
Creates movement forward to the ball.
Yep. Well, I think you can divide the game into 2 halves. Back half, you controlled and you want to see a certainty, but forward of the ball when you're behind, you've got to go. As Mark Rashid, I told you, they're kicking with the breeze in this last quarter, and Port Adelaide down 2 men. Zach Butters done for the afternoon. Bryn Tickle done for the afternoon. So the down rotations, makeshift ruckman in the middle. Finlayson and Laddams. He wants to repay.
Clearance. Here to Port.
On this for the clearance, and that
was
was
mark
from Rosie. No need to waste it. Give it to arguably the best kick. Well, I won't say in the comp, in the team perhaps. Kane Farrell.
And it was clever by Farrell too. His direct opponent
Kane Farrell is a legendary
Rosie had the
kick.
composure to see Farrell just inside forward 50.
He's had an okay day today, Farrell.
To the Cathedral end.
Look at that.
It drifts a bit on the breeze.
No, it's actually missed because of the wind. Looked good off the boot, though.
You can see from the centre bounce, Sydney, that they're all or nothing. So Warner gets on the move, doesn't get the perfect tap.
Straight down the spine to Franklin. No arm chop free. Rosie again having one of those afternoons that you hope you can deliver on a regular basis. Jones. Pocket picked by Lloyd. Along the boundary to Goulden. Through the hands of McDonald. Darcy Byrne-Jones doesn't want it to go out. Just wants to keep this game rolling. Bonner. He'd like to play as well. The way he's struggling.
Only man back there.
Houston, they've just prevented Sydney from playing the way they wanted to. It's full credit to their entire team. Swans just have not been able to maintain possession of the ball by foot from one end of the ground to the other often enough. And that's not their best kick, but it probably goes to show, Root, just how strong that wind is becoming.
It's certainly come up a bit, but I think we're covering for Dan a little bit. They're saying that was the wind.
Don't you love it, Mark Rashid? He's just as tough off the field as he used to be on it. He doesn't let anyone off. No.
Dixon gets rid of McCartan. Jones, now he's dived on that.
Rampy dragged that under him. And will he win a free kick by doing it? No. Great to have the Brownlow medalist, Premiership Crow.
There's Zachy Butters watching on.
Rosie on fire. Been mesmerising.
High ball and Dixon nearly.
Can't mark it. Crumbs it. Found it in there somehow. Tom McCartan stopped him from going anywhere.
And that's what we were looking at coming into the game with Boak out of the game and Robbie Gray so experienced. So who was going to help Ollie Wines? Ollie Wines with the 8 clearances. Rosie second behind him with the 5.
And it's worth mentioning that Butters was the highest rated player on the ground when he went off. So if
Heyman free.
Hayward catching him on high, realised his error and kindly gave it back.
Should you look
He didn't
here?
need to.
Oh no!
He was bumped into Amon by Cleary. Cleary thought he was going to shout, but he did the opposite. There's an assist.
Laughing, Tommy Cleary's coming out.
Cleary was just the wrong side. You got to understand what foot your teammate is. So block the person on the mark according to which way you think they can run.
Finlayson.
Big pickup over the summer.
Row bottom.
Starting to deliver. Row bottom nearly missed his boot.
And out of bounds yet again.
It has to advantage against Leonards. What's that mean, guys? Do you get an understanding of?
I'll tell you after the tap if he wins it.
Laddams, Finlayson. Handball picked off by Hayward. Cleary, Hayward. They resume hostilities. Swans have St Kilda at the SCG next. Port Adelaide with the Suns here at the Adelaide Oval. So back-to-back home game supporters. Mead sees a kick
Farrell.
but ricocheting to Farrell.
Georgiades.
Puts it out in front of Jones. Jones and Rampy.
Lucky
And
Jones.
Space.
Good work by both. Boundary line
Getting a
moves.
touch. Well, it's now or never for Sydney if they're about to make a charge. As Port Adelaide still controlling this game.
No, Port Adelaide Rocky. Let him just going to take it out and bomb it or pass it. He tried, but he was wrapped up.
Wicks had a sneaky chance. Drew to the legs of Rosie. Aim on a fumble. Darcy Byrne-Jones. A bounce pass to Rosie, who wobbles one off the boot. Jones with a tap down. Farrell wrapped up by O'Riordan. Gave it to Georgiades, who can't rugby maul his way through. Hollywine's been one of the best on the ground. Connor Rosie is having a huge impact. We spoke about his performance last week, 22 possessions, just 2 score involvements. Well, today he's had about the same possessions. He's had a game-high 7 score involvements, and that's the Connor Rosie that's going to become an All-Australian. Putting those games together week in,
That's
week
a
out.
decent kick for Marshall. Good mark. McInerney. That's a superb intercept.
Do it 2 out of every 3. Cleary can't get there, or a little more consistent.
Byrne-Jones passes it to Ali. It's normally a pretty good user, and that's a nice kick too. Works perfectly for Amon. Amon's been very, very good today. He's played a good quarter so far, probably best on. Good kick too. Bonner. Yeah, that's nice. Houston. He's got forward a bit, Houston.
It's just a great reminder, I think, Jordan. Just
Houston, Dixon, that's a good lead. He goes a bit wider. Marshall. Nearly. The McCartan brothers have had a lot to deal with today, and that's going to work for Dersma. If he kicks this, then he'll be in the side next week, I reckon. Dersma.
Yes, I think he's performed well since coming on. I mean, he's up to the 13 disposals.
Get the bow and arrow ready, boys.
Get the bow and arrow ready.
Arrows flying around,
Straight over the hill, onto the old scoreboard.
Boomerang or just a straight dart?
Yeah, I'm just saying. He's going your way and he's going your way.
Any breeze to worry about?
I might have to go the old banana, maybe.
Tough kick.
The sub has come on and delivered.
Missed it.
You're right, it was the wrong kick, wasn't it? Thinking the breeze is going right to left.
Yeah.
I couldn't bend it back across. But you're right, in terms of Port Adelaide's mindset, I mean, this is a game they just had to win.
Dog hungry.
Yeah.
30-point lead over the Swans currently. Burton marks.
I said no, Burton marks.
Burton, that's a good kick. Dixon, Blakey, did well. Warner, Wicks, Warner. And now McInerney gets it. That's pretty good footy by the Swans. Haven't seen that since like the first quarter. Good kick too. And now Florent.
It's really the only time bar the first 10
Pretty
minutes
good
that Sydney have been able to get their ball
doing this.
movement going.
Florent.
It was through the middle of the ground, so it was
Should
a little
kick
bit risky, but that's been a play that Port Adelaide have been able to stop for the majority of the
Make it a
game.
4-goal game.
7 goals down. Right now they're 5 goals down with this kick to come. 4 goals down with 11 minutes to play. Not out of the realms of possibility. He's a player chasing or facing some challenges for it. He's had a reasonably good year, but today he's had a
It's
lot
not a
of time in
bad
the
kick.
midfield and just 7 possessions.
Finlayson.
Tom McCartney
That's in the
dealt
back.
with Finlayson illegally, according to the umpire. And the
Yeah, I
challenge
think
for
it's starting to get a
Florent
bit
is
of a
to get
cold.
to that next level. How does he do it? Wines feeds it out to Amon. Goes by
Nice
hands.
efforts.
Now Pepper shrugs the tackle.
Well done, Power Pepper.
Runs to
The
50.
kick intercepted. And here go the Swans.
Swans down the spine again. Times of the essence.
Franklin, that's a free.
Dealt with illegally by Aaliyah this time. So Lance gets it.
They need one now, the Swans. He walked off his mark. He has to play on. And well done, Burton.
Yeah, they just didn't have the forwards to be able to regroup forward of the ball. And Bud wanted to go quick. You could see that he wanted to go quick. But Port Adelaide had just recovered so well.
That's not 15, got to go.
Drew not the required distance. That is to Dursman.
Yeah, they're managing the game really well here, Port Adelaide. Trying to take out the risks in using the middle of the ground, keeping the ball skinny, more into a contest.
Mills got there late. Finlayson
Made.
fumbled that nicely to Bede to Farrell. Drew inside
Interesting kick.
Missed the target. Opens it up
Blakey.
for Blakey. Defeated
Missed the hand pass.
Couldn't quite find the
Franklin.
handle.
Mills.
To Mills. Wicks. Mills. Golden.
Yeah, Gordon, good kick.
To McDonald.
McDonald's gonna send it in again.
Waste no time. Pumps it. And
Heaney's got it.
Spectacular pair of hands this
This is his bread and butter, Heaney.
He looked like he was ready to explode today. Given the limited options he's had, he's done a great job. 4 goals.
And Heaney kicks the goal.
8 minutes and change.
And they've got just less than 4 to get now, the Swans. Are they back in it? Who knows? They could be back in this one, the Swans.
Given the opportunities to really explode.
And I think if you're looking at the game, really good kick.
Got that one on camera, which is good.
Really deep, but if you're looking at the game and the scoreline,
So are they going to win it after the siren? Heaney's kicked 4.
if you're Sydney, you just get that
And a good outing
little
from
bit of
him.
confidence.
Now the goal kickers, Buddy,
The next score for either side is so
Muddams,
important,
Mills,
this set
and
of
Hayward.
bounce. You'd say there's a lot riding on that. If Sydney score the next goal, well, it's game on. And the confidence you get from that as a player is huge.
They've done it before a few times this season. The Hawthorn game, the Richmond game, last week against Melbourne. Back in the middle, nothing to lose now. The Swans reading the ruck. Clearance is big here.
Wines wins it.
Superb all afternoon. Gave it off to me. He in turn
Inside out, long ball, and
Powell Pepper took the contact.
free kick, Sydney.
So this is another opportunity to go.
They've got to go quickly now, the Swans.
They've been able to take a few more risks.
Tom McCartney, kick half smothered. McInerney.
Changes. There is a late change for West Coast. A huge change. Huge change. Jackson Nelson laid in for Tim Kelly. Huge. Medical subs, Greg Clark and Francis Evans. West Coast have a lot of players back though.
You need to open yourself up to the middle of the ground.
So long do have Menegola back. Interesting to see how he goes. in the first game.
Finlayson,
His
magnificent.
2022
The bench press, the clearance.
season.
Charlie Dixon at half forward.
Jones
Jones rides that bump.
takes it in. They go backwards, Port to go forwards. Means had a decent day. Good kick. Marshall, one more in its game. One more in its game. Power Pepper should have been a free. Georgiades, Power Pepper. The shrug was brilliant. Marshall, the kick back, and Houston. No mark paid. Oh, Swans lucky. And a mark, McDonald. He's had a good part of his career now this season. McDonald runs, goes long. Buddy did pretty well. Lee did well too. Buddy keeps it in and out of bounds.
This mark was borderline, wasn't it? Probably just that little juggle at the top of the mark. You're right, Alir just hasn't allowed but any room or any separation.
Finlayson double-handed drop to the front. Finlayson's had as many hit-outs to advantage as anybody on the ground.
He's been physical in that run.
Paddy McCartan is injured.
You're going to have to stick with that Finlayson. Dixon tag team again, given last set, and now Tickle both injured. High contact.
So free kick here. Going Sydney's way.
This is a player that can find a target inside forward 50, so you'd like to see him use that skill.
Gordon, eyes are darting. He wants a player to lead to the pocket.
Long ball, Reed. Nearly marked it. Hayward. Good tackle by Burton. Amon whacks it out of there. Is that deliberate? It is.
Just really hasn't been effective. The long kick to the so it hasn't too predictable.
So they've got 6 minutes. What can they do?
Change the trajectory if the kick can get it there.
The Swans.
Try and find the target.
So 4 goals, 6 minutes becomes the equation for the Swans. Reed did well.
Row bottom. Whacks it high. They need a mark now. Oh. Another minute, and I reckon there won't be enough time. This could be the game here by Port Adelaide's ball movement. They've whacked it forward. Cunningham. Dixon trying to wrap up 2 at the same time. A big unit. So what are the Swans doing?
Didn't like what he had on offer by foot. Blakey to McInerney.
Good kick to Buddy. They need one now, the Swans. They need to go. Long ball. And
out of Henny's reach.
Out of bounds.
Not a bad spot for a ball in though. Better than an opposition intercept mark.
So a throw in. Let's see what happens.
Been a quality contest from the outset.
Reed.
And Reed.
Whacks it down. Burn Jones, Dersma.
Kick smothered by Reed. It chased
Haney.
it down. Haney.
Keeps it in. Flicks it to Parker. Parker. Hayward. Shanked it out the full. That's not even going out the full. It stays in and out of bounds.
I think he had more time than he thought as well. Didn't need to kick the cover off it.
In fact, they created the opportunity out of nothing, didn't they? Yeah. Just a couple of scrubber possessions around the boundary line. Swans have kicked the last 3 goals of the game to give themselves a sneaky chance. Warner.
That kick there, I reckon that's game.
Burton slams it away. Georgiades got into the back of Paddy McCartan. The crowd getting a little more restless. But they're hanging in here, Port Adelaide.
So this is going to be a brilliant win by Port.
4 goals.
What a performance. What a performance by Port Adelaide. This is going to be a big win for them. Huge. They've still got a slim chance for finals. This is a pretty big upset, just like last night. And they may actually get a goal here. Heaney, Wicks, and they should get one, and they won't. Should be a point. No, he keeps it in. More like a throw. But this is going to be a brilliant win by Port Adelaide on their home deck. Brilliant performance. A man down on the bench. Mid-season draft prospect out, injured. Riley Bonner's been huge. Amon, Wines, Rosie, Marshall's been amazing up forward. Burn Jones, Burton, massive game. This is a team performance by Port. It's going to be hard to make any changes apart from Butters and Tickle, of course. Probably be Hayes and I don't know, maybe Hayes McKenzie, maybe. Or both might just come back in. It's a brilliant win here by Port.
Rampy, Lloyd, Mills. The time was really against them now. Slap out from Burton.
It's been fantastic by Port. They performed well on stream. First time I've streamed a game with Port this season. I think the same goes for Sydney. Leah wrapped up. Comes out, Frederick Bullock.
And they've done it with two numbers down as well. So
I think the fans realise they're going to get a win.
exhausted after this match, but you do it knowing your season's on the line.
Cleary. Bumped Buddy. So right now, Richmond are probably doing better than Sydney and St Kilda. And Collingwood too. Wrapped up, ball. And Port whacks it forward, 1-on-1. Sydney's defence wins, as it pretty much has for most of this quarter. They've done very, very well without Boak as well. This is a huge win by Port Adelaide. It's fantastic.
Congratulations to his family.
Power chants come out. They're screaming power here at Adelaide Oval.
A great man off the ground too, Brian. Yeah, hard to believe, but he worked for the club almost until he couldn't work anymore, to the point that a couple of years ago at functions, chance at the end of functions. That's how much of an unbelievably good servant.
Fantastic by Port.
For this club on and off the field.
Yeah, the power chants come out. Well done by Port Adelaide. Very, very good.
Here he is. He's just a worker, this kid. He was the number one clearance player in the TAC Company's draft year, Willem Drew, so probably shouldn't be surprised that he's been able to...
You just realise that, footy fan. You just realise that Port are going to win. The game was probably sealed about 3-4 minutes ago. Well, I was sealed in that third turn by Power Blitz. Fantastic.
He started the comeback, and they were 17 points down early. Mead, he's been good, Wayne Mead. He's a local from Smosh as well. Henley High, his dad was a...
Your footy tipping is right, you say. Like the fans, I've got 73 tips right this season. See if you can beat that. And still remain 73. And I'm 0-3 for the round so far.
There he is, Connor Rosey, one of his best games for the year, if not his best. 29 disposals, he's kicked a goal, he's been involved in 10 scoring chains. An excellent vote-getting performance.
It is upset, seriously. So you got more than me. So you can't be saying you're shit. So I must be shit as well. Here it is, Port win.
And you'll hear a massive roar as Georgiades goes for the leap and gets the free kick away. But Port Adelaide back.
There it is, the siren sounds. Port win. They win pretty comfortably as well. Here over the Swans by 23 points. What a win it is by Port. Fantastic. They played very, very well today, Power. Fantastic performance. Good to see Ludham's talking to Wines after that big whack on him in the third term. And they're too good today, the Power. The Swans cannot break the voodoo. The Swans are just too good. I love it, Paul. Rosie was huge. Well done to Port Adelaide. Superb win. No, very, very good side at home, Port Adelaide. See you guys tonight for Giants Bulldogs for another update of the vlog.
I think we play our best footy when we're taking on the corridor and using our legs because that's our strength. So, yeah, it seemed to work in the
Was anything said before the game that it was
Okay.
do or die today? Last
Stream over. I'm not streaming West Coast Geelong. I'm getting out of here. That game's going to be absolutely shite. Anyway, thanks for watching this stream. Give it a like. Please subscribe. Stay tuned. There'll be pretty much heaps of footy content over my school holidays. Paul get the job done here quite comfortably by 23 points. No goal after the siren, unfortunately. But it's still a game worth streaming. Well done, Port. I'll see you guys next time for another stream and another video.